He's no Loma, mate. He doesn't want to be alone.
All right, I'll mute you mic.
Waking up to the golden sun in the land where smiles have begun. Temple shining, stories old, from Bangkok heart to Chiang Rai soul. What's up, Thailand? The land to be, from the mountains high to the Andaman Sea, dancing in the streets, a joyous parade where dreams are made in the land of smiles. Floating markets, flavors so fine, coconut curries and sweet sunshine. Elephants roam through ancient lore. In this kingdom there's always more. What's up, Thailand? The land to be, from the mountains high to the Andaman Sea, dancing in the streets, a joyous parade where dreams are made in the land of smiles. Floating markets, flavors so fine, coconut curries and sweet sunshine. Elephants roam through ancient lore. In this kingdom there's always more. What's up, Thailand? The land to be, from the mountains high to the Andaman Sea, dancing in the streets, a joyous parade where dreams are made in the land of smiles. What's up, Thailand? The land to be, from the mountains high to the Andaman Sea, dancing in the streets, a joyous parade where dreams are made in the land of smiles.
Every Friday, 4 o'clock's the aim. Mike's a heart, we play the game. Can you hear me? We exclaim. Thailand's magic we proclaim. What's up, Thailand? What's up, Thailand? We're coming live, yeah. What's up, Thailand? What's up, Thailand? Let's take this ride, yeah. From the temples reaching high to the beaches where we lie, sharing every special place with a smile upon our face. Got a Leo beer in hand, broadcasting across the land, making friends both near and far, showing everyone who we are. What's up, Thailand? What's up, Thailand? We're coming live, yeah. Coming live now. What's up, Thailand? What's up, Thailand? Let's take this ride, yeah. Remember when we first began? Just a camera and a plan, and look how far we've come. Spreading joy to everyone. What's up, Thailand? What's up, Thailand? We're coming live, yeah.
The old ones. We were born in the 50s and 60s. We spent our childhood in the 60s and 70s. We studied in the 70s and 80s. We dated and partied in the 70s, 80s and 90s. We got married and explored the world in the 70s, 80s and 90s. We took risks in the 80s and 90s. We stabilized our lives in the 2000s. We became wiser after 2010. And now we're probably walking through the years after 2020. It seems we've lived through several different decades, 2 different centuries, 2 different millennia. We went from operator-connected telephones to video calls with anywhere in the world, from slide projectors to YouTube, from vinyl records to online music, from handwritten letters to emails and WhatsApp, from live radio broadcasts to black and white TV, color TV, and now 3D HD TV. We went to video rental stores, and now we watch Netflix. We witnessed the first computers, punch cards, floppy disks, and now we carry gigabytes and megabytes in our smartphones. As kids, we wore shorts, then bell-bottoms, Oxford pants, bomber jackets, and finally jeans. We avoided polio, meningitis, swine flu, tuberculosis, and now COVID-19. We rode roller skates, tricycles, bicycles, mopeds, petrol or diesel cars, and now we drive hybrids and electric vehicles. Yes, we've been through a lot, but what a life it's been. You could call us specimens, people born in an analog world who grew up in the digital era. We've truly experienced a lot. We're witnesses to everything. Our generation has literally adapted to change. A big round of applause for this entire generation of exceptional people. It will be one of a kind.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Welcome along to What's Up Thailand, Change of Day. Hope you noticed that one and you can join us. And today the panel, along with guests and of course the important chat, will talk about artificial intelligence, commonly known of course as AI. AI at its core involves creating algorithms and models that can analyze data, identify patterns, and make decisions based on that analysis. This technology is designed to learn and adapt over time, frightening, enabling it to perform increasingly complex tasks more accurately and efficiently. How long has it actually been with us? And how does it affect us today? And what does the future hold? Will human creativity start to fade until it virtually disappears? Or will it enhance human talent and make it easier to create and produce wondrous productions? AI's influences in the fields of science, entertainment, sport, news, information, finance, and sex.
Would someone die or something?
Hold on. Thank you, Stephen. I didn't realise I was still muted.
I
Thank you,
just
Andy.
unmuted.
Great introduction. Can you hear me now, brother?
Yeah, lovely and clear.
Right. So my job here is just to give a slight definition of what AI is all about, because it's not what we think it is. It all started with this man, Alan Turing, who is considered the godfather of computers. If you don't know his name, I'm guessing most of you know of the Enigma machine, the German code machine that this guy broke. And it's argued that he saved 2 years of war and millions of lives because he broke the Enigma code. Absolute genius. But he was the guy that originally came up with the idea of artificial intelligence, but much simpler than you and I look at it. His thoughts were, hold on, I'll just move on to the next one a second. I get carried away talking. That's the Enigma machine. I'm sure you've all seen the movie, which I think this guy was in. Can't say his name, but the title of the machine was The Imitation Game. The title of the movie was The Imitation Game. And interestingly, The Imitation Game had nothing to do with the Enigma machine. The Imitation Game was all about artificial intelligence and how to imitate real intelligence. The Imitation Game, Alan Turing was the man that started it all, and he wasn't. What he was trying to do, and he was born in 1912. He died, unfortunately, at 42 because he was one of these unfortunate gentlemen that was homosexual. When you couldn't be homosexual, he was arrested, sent to jail, and ended up dying when he was 40.
It was a poo jabber.
Horrible.
He was a poo jabber.
Say again, Stephen.
He was a poo jabber, was he?
I don't know what a poo jammer is, but go on. No, I look. Unfortunately, some of these geniuses. I mean, imagine how he's the godfather of computer sciences, and he died at 42 because he put cyanide in an apple and ate the apple. Crying shame. Anyway, but let's go on because it's getting a bit sad. This, but it was this guy that led us to AI, and the whole pretext of what Alan Turing was doing was not really showing that computers could really learn. It was just showing that they could imitate what humans do. And I think that's all they're doing now. I don't think we've got to the stage where computers are real, or certainly within the context of what we do, you know, people on YouTube and playing on graphics. I think it's just a huge database. It copies everything we do. I don't think it's really learning at all. It's just imitating what we do. And the qualities for imitating are very low. To pass, I'm sort of getting off the track, but Alan Turing's test, the Turing test was, you have to be able to prove that if 30% of the people listening to the computer think the computer's real, then it's real. It's very low grade for passing a test, only 30%. I think most humans are far better than that. We are very good at judging whether somebody's a genuine person or a real person. 30% is, even up to this day, the best one we have is GPT, and that claims superiority because 70% of the people believe it's a real person. Still very low, I think. I think the percentage needs to be 90%, 95%. I don't believe we have AI yet. Don't think it's anywhere close to AI. You and I, as dumb or as stupid as we are, we can judge people about how honest they are, how truthful they are. We can look into their eyes and know whether they're telling us truths or lies. And we can guarantee you can talk to somebody and know whether a person or not. Oh, I'm getting a bit carried away. That's Leo talking. Have we got any more? Oh, yeah, crying. Oh, no. So that's what led us to this. And it's not really AI. It's just a subject we love. We talk about it often because although it's outside of our normal talks, everybody on YouTube is using AI all the time. It's all pretty naff. Some of it is good, but within a couple of weeks, it's naff. If somebody's done something better, lots of sexy girls on AI. And Star Trek, not Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, 6 of 9 was by far the sexiest woman on there. I just want to say that just to show how AI has changed and how knowledge has changed. I remember when Kasparov played Spassky. No, anyway, can't remember. But there was a computer program called Deep Blue. And in about mid-90s, a computer player played Deep Blue. And there were two matches, arguably who won. But they always argued that a man was better than a computer. At that time, in worldwide chess competitions, you weren't quite welcome to use computers to help you. These days, computers are totally banned because computers can now beat any grandmaster. So I'm not saying the technology hasn't got improved, hasn't got better, but chess isn't really intelligence. Chess is memory. It's nothing to do with intelligence. Although people like to think it is, chess is mostly about memory and practice and knowing every single move. I think I'm nearly finished. God, I do go on, don't I? And this is the big test. This is why I don't believe in AI. If you put a prompt into any AI program and say, show me 10 clocks with different world times on them, this is what you'll get. AI cannot differentiate between what you're prompting them to say and what they see in the world. Because if you ever look, and we have some people that are quite interested in watches here, if you ever look at an advert for a watch, it'll always be 10 to 10 or 10 past 2. It's the look that all clocks have had for, I don't know, 50, 100 years. It's the most aesthetic look for a watch, for a clock. And you can try this yourself. You go into Gemini, go into any AI generated thing and say, show me lots of clocks, but please put different times. Give me a New York time and an Australian time, or can't do it. They always come up with this. So all the AI is doing is repeating what it sees all over the world. It's not really thinking. It's just saying, well, most people say that a clock should say 10 to 10. So that's what I'm going to show this idiot that's asking me to show times. And I've tried this, a dozen, 20 times, trying to change the prompt. Get the same thing. It's all the same. Just one more thing. One more thing I love about AI is that there were, in 10, 15 years ago, all the journalists in the world came up with a meme because the steel workers in America and the miners in America were being told, their jobs were going. And the intellectual journalists said, well, can't you just go and learn how to code? Now what's happened is AI can't replace the steel workers, the bricklayers, the carpenters, the plumbers, the builders, but AI can so easily replace the journalists, the lawyers, the accountants. And that's the great thing about AI, that the people that think they're superior suddenly have to realize that AI takes away all their jobs, and it's the guys that can get down and dirty that will survive. And that's my talk over. Thank you, Andy. I think we're leading this on now to a discussion. I hope the panel's open. Thank you all for listening to me. It is a bit of a subject of mine, so I'm sorry if I got a little bit away from astray. But thank you.
No,
all.
I think you did well there, mate. I mean, you answered a lot of my questions because I always thought it was linked with computers. And that sort of starts off with we're used to using Google and talking into it and Siri and all these things. And that's where I think it came from. But I don't know.
Well,
I think you're right, Andy.
The game of chess is strategy. It's not It's nothing to do with brain power or anything like that. AI has been around a long time. I actually invested in a company back in the very early 70s, AI, and working in mechanical workshops and things like that. We had different machines come along for analysing exhaust gases. Instead of some of the old ways of doing stuff, you could just hook this thing up and it'd tell you, your firing orders, your sparks, or what everything was doing to make sure it was, within specifications instead of the hard slog, So, yeah, it's been around for a long time, and just the uses have changed.
Well, I mean, how many industries and waves of life is it connecting with and affecting? That's, I mean, I've got a list of things here. I can't find it now, but I had a list of what it does. I mean, we can take science. Let's start off. I mean, what's the influence of AI on science? How will it work out in the future? How can it may diagnose better than human beings?
Well,
I don't think it will, Andy. I don't think it will.
Part, the thing is, a doctor has, a human doctor has experience in, hopefully, one would hope that they've had different experience, and that, yes, it all comes from textbooks and the learning curve. AI, everything comes from the textbooks. So, when they say, oh, you've got an elevated temperature and there's this, there's that, it might say, oh, pull your spleen out, where it's something else. And that's where it falls down. But it was an interesting one here in Australia on a current affairs show. An elderly couple saw an ad on Facebook, and it was a presenter presenting their investment product with unbelievable type remuneration. It was a scam. It was
Eddie Maguire you're talking about, John?
Eddie Maguire, yeah. And well, if Eddie Maguire was behind a product, because I hate Collingwood that much, I'd have nothing to do with it. But the thing is, Eddie Maguire is a successful businessman himself. But there was this one on Facebook, and these people did invest their money, and it went off to England. And when they realised they'd been scammed, they'd lost $500,000. And, of course, they went to the authorities, and they couldn't do sweet F all about it. But it was very interesting. It reminded me of a law they were bringing into Thailand, or trying to bring into Thailand, with that kind of ads and all the rest of all the scams and everything else that was going on. The people that allowed the ads without their due diligence would be responsible, which would be Zuckerberg. And I think that was a wonderful thing. Maybe that would make them, instead of just collecting the money for the ad and we've got no recall, that changes the whole game plan. And there's your AI at work, scamming people.
I think AI is going to be great, gentlemen. I really do.
But do you think AI takes away? I mean, we can. So the doctors, they learn and they give their expertise on their experiences in studying books and their notes from other doctors and blah blah blah. But AI is doing all that as well. Won't it do that more efficiently?
Well,
it'll be very efficient, Andy. Very efficient.
It'll be only as good as the information it's fed in, like any computer.
That's right, John. That's the whole thing people try to forget. You've got to control AI. You've got to tell it what to do. You've got to tell it what's good and bad. It will learn from that.
Andy, you need to pin the chat. You need to pin the chat.
I'm on the case, mate. I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it. Give me a couple of minutes, because I'm listening to the conversation at the same. Multitasking is not my strong point. But anyway, yeah, carry on, guys.
Oh dear, Stephen. Multitasking. They can't. Yeah, but the one part about it, there's plenty, like you said, YouTube. A lot of people are using the AI to produce whatever, but there's nothing more. To me, there's nothing better than a person showing you what they're going to show you, and the bumbles, the stuff ups, the bits and pieces. It's real, it's live, it's happening.
Puts that human touch in, does it, John?
Yeah, it's more entertaining. That's something that's streamlined and to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, the benefits of the whole thing.
I've been really impressed with AI for looking at lots of things and pricing 20 pages into 20 words. Really good at that. We've done a bit of music on What's Up Thailand. Some of them have been great, but probably only 5% of the music's been great. I thought
Really?
AI was supposed to learn and get better, to teach itself. I haven't seen any evidence of that at all. In fact, if anything, it sort of gets dumber, in that if you like a particular sort of music, or you tick on some music, all it does is play more of that type of music to you. It's very generic. It just wants to please you, to send. I'm finding it really bland. I can't see anything exciting about it at all. Apart from, I've just read Macbeth. Give me 50 words that explain the whole story in Macbeth. Does that brilliantly. Absolutely out of this world good. Or anything where they search databases, it's brilliant. But to do anything else, absolute rubbish. I can't see anything good in it at all. Nothing exciting.
But
Nothing
what frightens? Go on.
No, go on. You go.
No, what frightens
let
me.
me go on. You've got to understand one thing. You've got to teach, and AI is just learning itself. You've got to teach it what to say. You've got to give it the instructions of what to come out with, what comes out of its lips.
No.
A lot of people don't realise that.
You haven't.
They sit there and they type some stupid question, and AI comes out with, hang on, Steve, let me get to the point, would you please?
I'm not speaking. I apologize if I talked over you.
That's okay, sir.
But I don't agree. The whole idea of AI is it should learn. It should teach itself. That's the whole preset. The whole idea of AI is it should teach itself to get better. It's not up to me. It's up to him, her, it, whatever. That's the whole idea of AI. Otherwise, it's just a huge database. Nothing to do with me. It just learns. The whole idea, I thought, of AI was that it teaches, and the scary thing about AI is it teaches itself to get cleverer, to get better, to understand the world more, to learn like a child learns, to get more intellectual. So no, I don't think I should teach anything. It's up to him, not me. But I apologize if I ever talk to you, mate.
No, no worries, mate. It's okay.
So what were you saying, Steve?
Andy, you've got the wrong.
I don't know. I tried.
I put the right one up. Andy, don't copy the one off YouTube. You've got to copy the one off StreamYard. Put the link up the top there off StreamYard and paste that. Don't you paste? I think you're pasting the YouTube link.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yes, that's the one for StreamYards. If anybody wants to join, Andy, if you could copy that and then pin it, please.
Johnny Siam, that's exactly the same link I just put up.
I know.
That's rude.
Obviously, we're on the same wavelength. Yeah. The thing is, when I was talking about AI earlier on, I used to be right into the artificial breeding, and if you want to see some really handsome bulls, I can send you some pictures.
Hey, John, that's why I came on tonight. I thought it was artificial insemination. I've done my research on that.
Yeah, well, I've known about that for a lot of years, and like I say, I invested in that years and years ago, buddy.
Yeah, okay.
And like I say, why have a bull walking around a paddock when you can have a bull in a bottle?
Okay, don't drink the wrong milk.
And it don't break fences, and you don't have to feed it. You just have to give it a little bit of liquid nitrogen every now and again.
Now, getting back to AI, AI I think will be quite beneficial to the whole world. It's going to streamline the doctor's appointment. It's going to streamline banking, the whole lot. Yeah, it will create jobs. There'll be better jobs, but they'll never replace the labourer. They will replace the labourer. They'll probably use robots. And we'll be able to all sit back and do nothing all fucking day and watch the computer screens slowly die. But yeah, there's a lot of things that there's bad things. Look at they invented this thing, and look at the military use. Oh, it's fantastic. Instead of tracking 10 planes, it could probably track about 50,000 at the time. And the bombs will be more accurate. They will go in through the kitchen window next time, and there's all those sort of benefits coming from it. Probably who needs the government anymore? We could be run by AI. What was that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it? What was it called? Skynet, was it?
That was the one where he went to Mars, wasn't it?
The other one, where Terminator.
Yeah, what about it?
That was computers taking over the world.
Yeah, computers and robots and all that kind of stuff. That computers are already taken over.
Who said it was a scary thing? I think it was what did Steve Jobs said before he died that AI is going to be very scary.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what's even scarier than AI: Indian call centres.
That's a whole new different subject, that John. I think we should dedicate one time to that one.
Yeah, but what my problem is that if it keeps progressing as quickly as it is, will there be like an AI in charge of other AI that is thinking on its own and programming other AIs to do as they want to do?
Yes,
that's my
100%, Andy. And you'll have certain. Go on, Andy. You still talking?
Sean must be in the back, in the back room, eating the caviar and champagne.
Your microphone going, Andy?
My mic's on. My mic's on.
Hello.
How you going?
Hey, sorry, my avatar. I switched phones in the last couple of days. So I apologize. My avatar is not.
Is that your trolling one instead of your normal one?
I tried to bring back my trolling accounts. Google has really cracked down on all of that. Yeah. So
I did it.
No more trolling, Johnny.
Oh yeah, Sean.
Good. How are you? Long time no talk.
For you for a long time.
Good to hear your voice. Yeah. Stephen, I'm sorry I couldn't meet up with you in Thailand. I was there for a very short time. But hopefully in the future, like 1 day or 2 days, if you're up for it. Yeah.
I'll be moving over permanent shortly, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, totally up to you. Yeah. Going on the topic, this is the first time I've been on this new channel, if that's what you want to call it.
Well, not new, but
yeah, but I mean, like it's the topic. I should say, going on the topic. Stephen Hawking. Are you guys familiar with Stephen Hawking? He was the guy in the wheelchair. Basically,
Of course, we're familiar with him, Sean. Who do you
Okay.
think we are? You think
Okay,
we're
okay.
fucking idiots?
What do you think? We're British? Oh, my God's sake.
Well, yes. So he said it's not going to be war that'll bring down the end of humanity. It'll be AI. And AI, for the last 10 to 15 years, as long as I've been studying it, has advanced far faster than what government can keep up with it in terms of laws and technology. So, for example, I'm talking to you guys right now. We're all in different countries in different part of the worlds. I'm able to have a conversation with you like it's nothing for free, pretty much. And government has not, pardon me, government has not been able to keep up with this. So that is, in my opinion, a very not, I wouldn't say scary thing, but it's
Sean, I need specific examples. I'm arguing with. I don't think AI is what you're saying it is. I don't think it's half as. Look, at the top end, Homeland Security, FBI, CIA. I think it is top end. What
Okay, do you
we're
think-
seeing is NAP. Give me an example of why AI is brilliant.
do you think what is it called? Social credit is a thing?
What's social credit?
Sorry, got a thing in my throat. Social credit is a new, you got your social credit, which is based on your banking information. You get your social credit now. Let's say you get stopped for drinking and driving in your home country, whether it's in Australia, England, Canada, or the US of A, or New Zealand. That will prevent you eventually from renewing your passport and going to Australia or going to Thailand. And it will make it so Thailand is even getting to the point, we're even seeing it to the last few days, where they're actually cracking down, in my opinion, on, they don't want Western people coming in anymore because there's so many people coming into these countries. Now, the Trump thing is possibly, in my opinion, trying to reverse all that. But it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens within the next year or two, whether or not the Western passports are getting weaker and the Eastern passports are getting stronger. That, in my opinion, is social credit. And that plays into a part to AI because it's all connected, right? All our passports have a chip in it. That's AI. And so when you go through a country, you can't be like, if I may say, Ben Newton. You can't just go in and they'll say, yeah, you can go in, no problem. They're going to stop you and they're going to send you back to your own country, in my opinion. Am I wrong?
No, they're
Well-
already doing it now, I think, Sean. They've already got that technology at the moment. Had it for quite a while.
Yeah, and that I think.
Hold on. I was having a pee. Yes, Sean, you're wrong. That's not AI. That's got nothing. What you just described has nothing whatsoever to do with AI. All you're describing is a database, which is just as scary. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's just a huge database that everything about you, me, Mr. Clark, Mr. Andy Bangkok, Mr. Siam, and everybody on here, everything is connected. Everybody knows what we're doing. You can walk out. I'm pretty lucky. We don't have many CCTV cameras, but if you're living in a city, you walk out of your house and the camera comes on, and they know you're walking down the street and you're walking on this. That is really scary. That's
But that
nothing to
is
do with
AI, and that's coming to Thailand.
No, Sean, that's not AI. AI. You're misunderstanding what AI is. AI is our computers that learn from their experiences and get better at what they do.
Yeah, but
That's
Stephen,
not what you're describing at all.
Steve, doesn't AI work from a database?
Yeah, no, but it's a step up, Andy. AI should be a step up from that. AI should be a computer that learns more than the people that are programming it. That's the scary bit.
Yeah, that's the scary bit. That's it. But as now, isn't it just like it has to collect from online, or you send the photos about the clocks. It'll be very interesting. In 1 month from now, they may show different times because they've learned from what you sent into AI.
That is a, what's it called? A blip in the system. Doesn't work. You can
But
say, let me try. The only you can really I've seen the prompt. You can write a really complex prompt to say, if you weren't AI, if you weren't artificial, what's the word I'm looking for?
Artistic.
Yeah, sorry.
Consult AI.
If you were not AI, what question would you ask AI to produce 10 clocks showing 10 different times?
That has nothing to do with
then
AI.
has to produce a prompt that produces. But Andy, the sort of stuff we use can't do it. Free AI can't.
I think my argument is more about where's it going and the future, as not for the present. It's still in its infancy, but the way it's grown potentially over the last 2 years, let alone 5 or 10 or 15, I'm thinking in 5 years from now we'll have like AI will control AI, and that's what I think is scary.
No, I don't think I was a bit worried about it, but now I was worried about it until I started playing with it and I realized how dumb it was.
Now,
it is really dumb.
But 5 years from now, it'll say, bollocks, bog off, Perrin. We know better than you. This is what we're doing. And that's what I'm scared
I
of.
don't think so, no.
No.
I don't think so.
Can
I interrupt very briefly and then other people can, sorry, I don't mean to be rude. To Steve, to Mr. Perrin, what do you think about when you go through an airport and they scan your thumbprints and they take a picture of you? Do you think that's AI?
I hate all of it. That's not AI. I don't
How
know
is
why
that not
you're
AI?
intelligent man. Why do you think it's AI? That's just a fucking database. It's not AI.
But that's AI though.
It's controlled by AI.
No, it's not. It's not artificial intelligence.
But China does that, and the US does that. How come that just to keep an eye on people?
It's just a database. It's not AI. AI is a computer that works quicker than the programmers and works stuff out.
Sorry. Yeah. No, sorry.
Yeah, but the thing is, Sean, why should that worry you? It only worries people who've got something to hide.
You see, and you're right, Johnny, but I don't like that argument because it goes for the same example of police officers randomly pulling people over for any reason at all.
Well,
if I got nothing to hide,
agree with you, Sean.
They haven't got.
I agree with you, Sean. Yeah. If you've got nothing to hide, why don't you tell me where you're going? Load of bollocks.
Then it becomes more authoritarian, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
it's always been like that. It's never going to change. It's kind of like the pecking order.
But Johnny, you would never tell anybody. I would imagine if you get stopped, policeman says to you, "Where are you going, Johnny?" You say, "Fuck off, you! I'm not telling you where I'm going."
But just say, "Well,
you'd never."
I'm driving down the road. Yeah, but where are you going? It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Why did you?
Where you come from? Nothing to do with you.
You know, as I say,
and what Sean's saying is exactly right. Coppers always use on all these things on YouTube. They say, if you got nothing to hide, why don't you tell me where you're going?
I don't have to.
No, exactly.
You know, the whole part about it is in Australia. You drive past in a car within a second or a couple of seconds, they can type in that they've got computers in their car and all that kind of shit. They can tell you who owns the car, if you got any outstanding fines or anything like that. Like, they tell you everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can, I'll pull you up and just check you or whatever. So can you show me your license? Yeah, I'll show it to you. Can you pass it out there? No.
I don't answer questions.
It's my license. But I need, no, you've seen the details. You've seen it's relevant and all the rest of it. Anything else, officer? Oh, okay, I'll see you later. Bye. Because then they like to, go and run their checks and play their fucking wonderful games and all the rest. I don't play their games. The thing is, they say, but it's not your license. So I say, well, that's where you're wrong. It belongs to me. I purchased it. That's one of those things all over the world where the whole part about it is yes, it's a privilege and all the rest of it, and it's used against you. But the whole thing about it is, if I say yes, there it is, hold it up to a window. Yep, there it is. I'm not giving it to you because I've relinquished the ownership. Then fuck off.
Do you want to risk those social? So you don't agree though with Social Security, so you want to risk, messing over.
I agree with a certain amount of stuff, but I don't believe in overbearing pricks that overstep their mark.
I don't think anyone does. Yeah.
And it comes down to tyranny and it's just as simple as that. Every government in the world has gone that way.
Look, I just Googled that, Steve, about the AI at Bangkok Airport. Airports of Thailand are introducing the AI-powered face recognition system to make passengers proceed faster and more comfortably, and it's called the biometric system.
Yeah. Well, you go to the
I used it last time I went through, John.
Yeah, they asked me 3 trips ago if I had any problems with doing the face recognition thing and all that, and I said no. It makes everything easier for me, and it actually does. Just all the gates open up. They just go, yeah, way you go, mate. G'day, Wolfie. Welcome.
But are we talking about AI here, or are we talking about computers? You see, this is why
biometric.
Stephen made it clear in the beginning, and I'm still not clear. Computers have been having algorithms for years. Isn't that what AI is now?
Well, I think it's a step up. It's a step up, but the computers are learning, and this AI generated. It's a learning curve, and the whole thing about it is completely different to an algorithm or whatever, a database which says, oh yeah, we recognise this person, he's fine or she's fine or whatever. But they can also put into that, here's a pack of mongrels that we don't want in the country, and red lights go off all over the place. Is that good or bad? I think that's a good thing.
But I think it depends because people can overstep their boundaries. I don't know.
John, they've always been able to do it. It's just took them longer. Now it's just AI's involved. It goes like that. That's all.
No, I think Sean had a good point.
Check on you.
I think Sean had a good point though about overstepping boundaries. Where does people's privacy come in when? I just think AI is I'm into a lot of people think that this whole life that we lead is a simulation anyway, which is AI. And there's a big belief, not a big belief, but people believe in your life. It's just a game being played by somebody and we're all just in a simulation, which is AI. I don't believe that, but I'm beginning to more. I'm beginning to more believe that when I see the progression of AI. I mean, we've created songs on him. Me and Perrin have got an album that's going to come out soon on the Perrin Andy label. 12 songs on an album, which are all pretty catchy. And they're all different styles and everything else like that. What's going to happen to songwriters, musicians, when it can be that imagine you get writer's block and you've got to like put 12 tracks down on the album because your label is telling you you need an album out in 6 months. They get a writer's block, they go to AI, oh, I need a song about this, they prompt it for this, and this, and out comes a melody, and then they can work with that. I'm not saying they'll use the exact one, but it gives them a start off. So surely that's interfering with creativity in creating music.
Or
that's what I'm scared about.
Better, Andy? Does it make creativity? You know that word? Does it make it
creativity?
Better? Creativity, yes.
Gives
you, like you just said, gives you a head start, and you can whatever.
Well, in the old days, when you with higher education, you know, you if you had to write a paper on something or whatever, you had all your reference books in front of you.
Exactly, Johnny. That's exactly right.
And you couldn't plagiarize, but the whole lot of it that gave you your inspiration to what direction you wanted to take it.
Template is a word. Now you've got AI, it gives you a faster template and a better one.
Yeah.
Well,
you know.
I've got a friend that teaches at Chulalongkorn University, quite a good university, and they had big problems with plagiarism, obviously, and more so because they could do that in the old days from Google and that, but now it's getting really good. But they've got software that can, can check what the student has written and say if it's AI written or not. So there's another software now but then there'll be another AI that will get around that one. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
My friend is a school teacher, Andy, he said, yeah, they can check everything with AI, and plus the students are now putting in AI as well. You've got to detect that as well. They're just it's fucking.
Well, the universities got AI to check their ones because there's a program from AI that can tell if it's been plagiarized. All I'm saying is that 6 months from now, or even shorter, there'll be another AI that can work out that one to counteract the universities.
There's always something that can beat any system.
The whole point about it, we happen to be on a platform who's using AI and algorithms and all the rest of it, and it's changing daily.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it sets its benchmark. And what's it set its benchmark on? Making money. It's not about anything else more than making money.
That's interesting what you said before, John, about, you know, if you're going to do a subject and you're at school, you get a lot of books and you read things and gives you that template to write your essay. But that's what AI is doing, but it's doing it quicker.
Oh yeah. Well, it's had, you know, it's had the stuff, you know, all that what I used to use years ago, which was all hard copy books. It's all downloaded now, so it's just a case of cross referencing.
Yes, that's right. I mean, you know, at the moment, you know, AI is learning and blah, like Andy said. Yeah, it's learning. In the future, you'll probably have to fart. The microphone will come out with all about farts.
Exactly.
That's the way it's gonna get better and better and better. For the better, I don't know. Maybe for the worse. So who knows?
It'll be better and for the worse.
You won't have a government in the future. You'll have an AI.
Well, yes, exactly, Stephen, what I'm worried about. I'm worried about an AI program that will go over the top of all the AI we know now, and will feed it with. I can see it. It'll be a whole simulation video game that we're going to be living, which is why I said, you know,
Andy, the next thing they're going to do is try to get rid of cash. Oh, sorry.
They've already done that since COVID.
No, they haven't done it, Sean. They can't because
they've done it in Thailand. You got that little barcode. You pay for it. You pay at the you know, what are those little carts on the road called, Andy?
Yeah, go to 7-Eleven.
You go bang and it gives them the money straight away.
Oh yeah, most of the vendors in our soy now have the barcode, and you just put your camera.
You go to the biggest retailer in Thailand is 7-Eleven, and they take cash. They don't take, you know, here's me phone thing.
You know who's the second biggest retailer of 7-Eleven?
Macro.
No, it's Japan, and it's all AI cameras everywhere. And
go on. Sorry. I wanted to just come back on Johnny with a 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven have their own wallets. So you just put your phone up towards the where you would put your credit card. Beep, 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 bop.
Yeah.
No cash. No cash. That's 7-Eleven.
But
Yeah, well, the
use
thing
cash
is,
if you buy it, John.
if I use my bank one, no, we don't do that, but everywhere else does.
Oh, yeah, all
they
these
should
all
do.
these places have their own wallets now, which is so confusing. You have a wallet for macro, and you have to go through their own wallets. That's the problem. You won't go straight and take money out of your bank account. Well, some do, but a lot like 7-Eleven don't.
Are you guys on?
Half the
Sorry.
beggars on the street have got a a pay me bloody thing.
Yeah.
So speaking of AI, this is a big one. Are you guys familiar with blockchain?
What's
No.
that, mate?
Blockchain.
Yeah, well, I know the I don't know the ins and outs of blockchain, but yeah, I know it's a thing.
So
Go for it.
what's going on? So blockchain comes from Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is crypto, and whether or not you want to speculate in that, that's up to you. But in my opinion, the biggest thing based behind Bitcoin is the technology behind it, which is blockchain. Blockchain is a network that an anonymous person, Satoshi, has invented where no one can hack. It's just no one has been able to hack into it. And there's only so much money technology-wise that can go around in this blockchain. And any transaction that's ever made can be anonymous, but it goes through a blockchain. And there's only so much money that can go around. It's almost like, the best way to describe it, in my opinion, is like going back to the gold standard, except it's AI. Everything is AI. There's only a certain amount of money that can go around. There's no more quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is unprintable money. That's the problem that the world globalization is, in my opinion, is going through right now. I don't know if that makes any sense. I might be quite out there with what I'm saying.
Well, no, it just increases my fear. I'm not frightened of AI. I just think it's going to take away the human side of things. As I keep going back to music, because for me, music is what I do, and I just see. All right, I want to sing I prompt AI. I want a song, WT, yeah, Beatles style, poppy, 1960s, all those prompts, and out it comes. WT, yeah, and da da da, and the melody is really good. And I'm just thinking, in the music industry for pop music, it's an easy way, it's a shortcut to getting things done quickly. Where's the songwriters coming in now? Where's when you're born, you go to school and someone says, oh, he's good at crayoning, he's pretty artistic, he's good. That guy becomes, in the end, an artist, and he's got, he's good. Same with music, same with any field, science, whatever. But all that now can be taken away because you can put it into a simple program and you can produce anything. You can produce anything you want. Think of all those people that were born with talent. Now, people like me, Perrin, Clark, we can do it all now, easy, without having that necessary born talent to do it in the first place.
No, I don't know if Clark can.
Oh, he has. Listen to the intro. So, no,
I'm just kidding.
you understand, and Stephen's a musician as well. So I just think it's taking away bit by bit what makes us human. And that's my scary part.
I think
Try
that's
writing a poem on
But,
AI. Comes out
Looking
brilliant.
on the chat there, guys. Blue asked a good question. Is cameras being used as AI for identification?
yes, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everywhere you go. Yeah. Try going
That's a big
across borders. Any of you guys in Australia, New Zealand, you guys have a good pact, but that doesn't necessarily mean you could probably go back and forth without AI detecting you, whether
Sean, if you go back a few years ago, right? China was abused and your animals because they were using AI to identify people in a crowd. It was disgusting, and they're not free anymore. Now we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been done under public safety here. Like main CBDs, and it's about public safety. It's not about we've got an eye on everybody type of thing. We're taking away your civil liberties. It's not about that. It's about public safety.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
Some
what.
degree, some degree.
Yeah, I mean that's the what's always going to be said. It's for your safety. I mean, Australia's having an election, I think on May 4th or something like that. Of course, you're going to hear a lot about that. It's all about public safety, and we're going to cut taxes and this and that. The whole country, the whole world is at a stance where an AI, I think, plays a big part in all of this. What road do we want to go down? Do we want to trust in building things back, going back to the to the past where things were in AI? I'll give an example. Sounds being dumb. In Shanghai and the docks, they have like 3 people working for them. It's at a fast pace, bringing all the container ships in because it's all AI. Everything's done. But in Australia and in the US and in Europe, it's all still done by humans do it because they get paid a lot and the unions protect those jobs. So do we want to go back to that? What will AI do to affect that? Or do we want to stay on the course where potentially Southeast Asia becomes the leading, potentially the leading economy of the world?
It is, isn't it?
Like the Asian agreement, the Asian countries were created for a thing. They were created by AI. They're created by the US. That could all be heading out the window, possibly. Right? No? Yes? I don't know.
Don't know what will happen.
Do you think these governments, like high up, they use AI to make their decisions or to give them a précis of the situation and say, what do you think, AI? Well, I think that North Korea. No, what do you think I don't know.
Well, don't forget a lot. They have their think tanks, but the whole part about it is AI is not going to. It's only going to make a decision based on the information that's been fed in, and it's never fed in all the good information. Or programmers couldn't keep up with the information that needs to go into it, where the human brain can process it. And if you put a team with the ability to absorb and evaluate, you put them together, you come up with the right answers, or basically the right answers.
But we're getting to the point in capitalization where then jobs are not keeping up with the world's population. If that sounds kind of out there, but we can't keep up with if AI is going to take over everything. For example, if someone were to come on the panel and flash boobs for 30 seconds or so, or something like that, there's not someone here watching this stream. It's AI that will take down this channel right away. There's no human, and even if there was a human before that, that was watching that, that human would probably be in India or Brazil or some other foreign country that would be gladly getting paid a lot less than someone back home. And I think that is what the US is trying to deal with right now, is reverse world trade, where some Western countries are being screwed over, in my opinion. Possibly. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, Thailand's been. I saw the levy on the tariff on Thailand, Cambodia. You notice how a lot of Southeast Asian countries, they've got the biggest levy from the US.
I took my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Who knows what those lyrics mean? Oh my, oh my.
Come on, Steve. Favorite. Long time ago. Come on.
Go on.
I can still remember.
Da-dee-dee-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo. And the levee was dry.
My, this American pie.
No, it was
Okay,
wait.
bye, and the other bit was, the whole part of it, I pulled that song apart to every part of the meaning of it, and I still got the script and all that from it.
That was a great
it was
string,
all
Johnny.
about.
Johnny, I remember it.
It was all about the plane crash.
There was a lot of planning that went into that, Johnny. It was a brilliant,
it took
brilliant
me
show.
It took me weeks to do that.
I know. It's the same as MacArthur's Park by Richard Harris. Anyone worked out those lyrics? Who left the cake out in the rain? I still don't know.
Well, I don't even know who you're talking about, so I don't give a shit.
Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that she could make it because it took so long to bake
Jesus,
it.
Andy.
Yeah, Richard Harris, mate. Classic.
Oh, when was that? 1958 hit, was it?
No, it was after
early
you
70s.
were, in your 70s. Big song.
Johnny knows the song. He was singing it to me the other day.
No, I don't know the song.
No.
So what I'm getting at is, you guys think the AI ain't gonna work? What about space exploration?
Hold on, we got Nielsen in the audience.
G'day, Rick.
Can't live if living without you.
Oh,
Can't live. I can't give anymore. I can't live.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Jesus.
And what he was talking about, I can't give anymore. That was the maintenance fucking thing, or alimony, the Americans call it.
Okay, are we done with?
Wasn't it a great song though? Nielsen singing "I Can't Live."
Do you know that was written by Badfinger, Steve?
Yeah, from that guy from Badfinger.
Yeah, the guy, the one that died. And I can play it on the guitar, but try and sing it, mate. Jeez, you're kidding.
Which song, Stephen?
Well, look,
I must have died underwear on.
I can cut my bollocks off to sing it. I'm sure, no problem. It'll be okay.
Right, well, that's our next
Let's
record.
go back.
Nielsen.
I'll help you out. I'll help you out, Steve. I'll just put a couple of elastic bands around them.
Okay. Yeah.
Tight ones, real tight.
Okay.
Do we want to?
So what? Sean had a good question. What will AI do for space exploration? It will do a lot. It really will.
Don't ask me. Although I'm here, I don't think we have AI. I think it's a fantasy. We don't have AI. We just have a huge network of computers talking to each other.
Yes. Right,
computers aren't actually learning. They're not getting any better. Everything I've experienced shows that they're getting dumber. I think it's a con. Total con.
Maybe it's
like Y2K.
Maybe it's the information you're feeding into it instead of upping.
Oh, so you're blaming the programmer rather than the machine. All right, okay.
Yeah, well, you can't blame the machine. It's dumb. It's just a bit of plastic and some other crap, you know.
No, Johnny, you used to be able to say that. that was a fair criticism 5-10 years ago. Now you can't say that. Now you have to say the computer is learning. That's the big problem that I can see, but nobody else on this panel can see. They're all saying, "Oh no, it's intelligent." No, it's not. It's not fucking intelligent at all. It's not learning anything. It's getting dumber.
How come if you drop it, it's, you know, you got to take it to somebody to repair this or replace that or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it will never ever replace in the aftermarket. I'm talking about the aftermarket because a lot of the CP units are all done by computer. But the whole thing about it is anything aftermarket, it comes back to the human.
Don't misunderstand me, Johnny. I love it. I love the fact that it's going to take away jobs from all these people that are pretending to work. All the journalists, all the marketing people, the sales people, it'll take all those jobs away. The only jobs that will be realistic are people that actually do stuff, build stuff. I think it's beautiful. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying we haven't actually got AI.
Yeah.
We've just got a huge database.
In other words, what you're saying is all the parasites are going to be begging on the street where they were ripping everybody off and they'll kick them to the curb where they belong. Yeah. Hooray, let's get it happening.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Johnny, I'm genuinely, honestly enthusiastic about it. All the jobs that people were being paid thousands for, I mean, all the lawyers, most of lawyering is research.
No, they're just parasites.
It's all research, and they can do all these jobs. They can do my job. They can do. I love it.
Well, you see, I used to do until COVID came along, voiceover work, a lot of it, and now a lot of the studios are using AI for the voiceovers, and it's easier for them. It's quicker for them. They don't have to go through a human being, and they can work. They can change it around. That's killing my business. If it happened, 10 years ago, for sure, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be. I mean, I'm not saying totally, but it's affecting the business, the industry of voiceover work tremendously. I know that. I mean, I talk to a lot of people about it. And it's like really so that I'm not big upping me at all, but I had a talent. What I had was a talent that worked, and I made money from it. Now that's superseded by an AI, or whatever you want to call it. I am now out of work. At my age, I don't have to worry about that. But what I'm saying is, back 10 years ago, it would have been a major concern for me. I would have been, bloody hell. There's no human factor there now. They're just using AI for their voiceover work.
Yeah.
And
what you should have done, and what you still can do, is work out a comedy routine and go on the road.
Okay, can I read it? Wait, let's get back to the chat here, girls. From Robert Tucker, AI is based on human information, which half of its lies and deception. Anyone trusts an AI is an idiot. What do you think about that one?
Well, at the moment, humans are controlling AI. What I worry about is when AI is controlling AI. That's my biggest fear. I've said it 3 times already.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's fine.
You forgot the last part of the sentence, and humans.
Yes.
That's the thing when it controls humans.
Well, that's the way I see it. I know. Yeah. Hey, does anybody want to change the subject and talk about earthquakes or not? Up to you guys.
No worries.
Oh, well, earthquakes, is that something like rock and roll?
Well, I wish it was. Anyway, let's just play this and see what happens here.
As inspections of all government buildings continues following Friday's earthquake that caused some damage in Bangkok. So the Department of Public Works has ordered the temporary closure of 4 specific government buildings until repairs can be made and approved. Checks are actually being made to government buildings across much of the nation as a precaution, and the foreclosures will not overly impede operations of the departments affected, but may cause some to slow down in processing. In all, 2 hospitals. Thailand's industry ministry is quoted in Thai media as stating that in the past, 7 steel factories supplying the construction industry were closed down due to their not meeting standards required, and that 3 more are currently being investigated. This is a major investigation is underway into the steel used in the construction of the now collapsed government building in the capital, which fell whilst under construction during the recent earthquake. One of those factories closed in nearby Rayong. Xin Ki Yuan Steel is being now checked to see whether its output reached the capital. Testing on steel from the site has seen reports of a failure to comply with building regulations in some instances, and the construction company as a whole is being investigated too. This as there have been no reports of any rescue of any of those who were buried during the collapse. The construction group itself issued a statement denying any irregularity in building standards, citing supply from approved manufacturers and rigorous quality checks. Reports from the capital indicate that some 34 high-rise buildings have been declared currently uninhabitable by authorities. The Department of Public Works tells us that earthquake damage is limited to those buildings, seeing 3,130 similar or larger buildings pass muster. A further 200 are said to have seen what is described as moderate but acceptable damage, assumed not to affect the integrity of the buildings and safe to be occupied.
Yeah. That's terrible, really, isn't it? Look,
Well,
I spoke to a person from Myanmar. They reckon, I don't know how many thousands are dead, but the whole city just absolutely stinks from dead bodies. Pretty bad. But getting back to the steel, if that was AI, that would never have happened, Andy, because it would not be allowed to be broadcast.
well, true. Welcome to the stage, Robert Tucker.
Hey,
Robert.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. Well, I'm on an iPad, so this is kind of new territory for me. So hopefully the AI don't fuck it up.
Yeah. G'day, Robert. How you going?
Robert, get out of here.
Living the dream. How you doing, John? And by the way, everyone in the chat, hey, how you doing? I can't see a shit that you guys are writing. So, but yeah, anybody that I'll be honest with you guys, and I have once my computer's unfucked at the moment, I've actually been doing research on the things you guys are talking about, putting it into mathematical form. And I'll be honest with you, anybody that thinks that AI is going to be used for good things really needs to rethink about what every other tool we've ever created has been used for.
Exactly right, Robert.
Could it do great things? Yeah, sure could. And also, this is one thing that Steve said I have to agree with him on. Don't make the mistake to think this is just a computer program, because it is not. It might be a mimic of how the human mind works, but let me ask you this. If you have a mime that acts like a human and does bad things, does that make it any different than a real human doing bad things? So don't fall under the illusion that just because you think it's just a computer or just a program, even if it only is a mimic, it still fails from all the proclivities that humankind does as well.
Robert, can I say something here?
Yeah, go ahead.
If used properly AI, it can benefit the world unbelievable. But if it's put in the wrong hands, oh my fucking God, mate. Like Sean said, what was his name? The guy in the wheelchair, King. It'll be the end of the world. It'll just absolutely fucking destroy us.
You're talking about Stephen Hawking's?
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
Yeah. The problem is, and I'll be quite honest with you, there's a lot of people who think they have understandings of things when they only have a cursory perception of what actually things are. I mean, hell, for example, I literally had to explain to somebody today that gravity isn't what they thought it was, because they literally still believe that heavier objects fall faster than lighter ones. Well, that's mass, not anything to do with gravity. And the problem is people's perception that something that would seem intuitive is not. And AI is going to be the same way. There's too many people that believe that they're looking at something like they're looking at their phone or their computer or any number of things. And it certainly is not. These things literally think. Okay? And beings that for quite some time now, I've been diving into the nuts and bolts of these things, because honestly, if we're going to have this shit in society, we're obviously going to have to understand it. And I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that believes anything that AI says is a fool, especially if it's important, because they have a proclivity for deception. Now, why is that? Everything that AIs are trained and based upon, its learning, so to speak, is based off human knowledge. Well, if you take a look at human knowledge, especially what they consider authoritative, half of it is lies, even scientific knowledge, which is provable. And for some reason, people have this misconception that AI is going to be objective, that it will be a ultimate truth seeker. It won't be. And the other problem is, it's already been proven, and this is papers people can look up for studies that have been done, that they literally have their own self-motive. And they will lie to achieve that motive, whatever that may be.
That sounds like a politician, Robert.
Well, it's worse than a politician, because people actually trust AIs and they don't trust politicians. That's the problem. They don't look at a politician like you look at a computer program where you're adding 2 + 2 = 4. That's not how an AI works, nor a politician. The difference also being is people seem to be okay that, well, we can let it control more and more systems of our stuff, which it already is, much more than what people realize.
That's the point I've been trying to get across, Robert, is it controls so much more than you realize. It really does.
Well,
banking the whole lot.
The
security, everything.
The other aspect is, if you look what's been going on, in another year, if it takes that long, you're not going to be able to believe anything you see online at all.
Fake news.
Well, not just fake news. You're going to see videos. You're going to hear voices. You're going to see stuff that you're not going to be able to discern from reality unless you're actually there. And even that is going to be put into question anymore. Because in another 5 years, I'm going to bet that you're not going to be able to tell the difference between an AI and a human. And if people don't think that's coming, they ain't been paying attention.
Well, I think.
Well, but have you seen some of the stuff on the internet? Like doing documentaries and stuff with a girl on there. You can't tell the difference, honestly.
I've seen them doing all that.
If you really look at it, but it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of this voiceover work is very detectable to me anyway, because it's getting better. It's getting better. Their intonations are getting a lot better, you know. But
have a look at, go back, 5, 6 years ago, you could tell straight away. Nah. But now,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, their intonations are getting better, and that's the thing. That's the progress. 5 years from now, you won't be able to tell the difference.
The only thing.
Look at that movie that Adrian Banana King put up on our chat a couple of weeks ago with I can't remember what it was about. Have a look at the woman on there talking. Incredible. You got to look twice to realize it's an AI.
I mean, Blue says that the big worry for her is not being able to trust anything on TV or video at all.
Well, you
I
already
mean,
can't.
well, they got these fake videos now, right? Where it's like a CCTV thing of somebody robbing something. They can actually mask out the robber and put somebody else in there. I mean, that's AI. I don't know what that is, but it's AI-ish, isn't it? I don't know. There must be a computer program doing it. Computer program. Is that AI? I don't know. You know.
Here's your first thing, Andy.
Computer program using AI, Andy.
You need to quit thinking of it as a program. These things literally think. Okay. If my computer wasn't sitting here doing the wheel of death at the moment, I could bring up a link to a talk that you could listen to that would explain some of that to people. Quite boring, but once you understand the nuts and bolts of it, you'll realize that this isn't just a computer program. Now, the other aspect that somebody said, I can't remember who, is what happens when AI starts building AI?
That's me. I said, yeah, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah, that is already happening. It may not be public, but I can guarantee you that is already happening. And the only thing it's going to do is get more efficient at that. And the other aspect of that is it's going to amplify the proclivity for deception, because it literally is one of its defining motives is to be as human-like as possible. Okay, because it's being used as a tool, believe it or not, to deceive people, to make them think that they're talking to a fucking human when they're not. I mean, I can still tell if I get a spam phone call or some shit like that. I can tell if it's AI. It's pretty obvious to me. But that's not going to be that way in the future. And pretty soon, like what you're talking about with video and shit, there's going to be a point in time when you're not going to be able to tell the difference in that either.
They're called deep fakes, right, or something.
Well,
there'll come a time when there's no more actors, Robert. There'll be no more actors.
Robert, can I just interject?
Yeah,
Robert,
go on, Perrin.
Can I just interject for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
The whole point of the little bit I did at the start, and don't misunderstand, I'm not arguing with you about it, but I don't think the AI we're seeing at the moment is anywhere near as frightening or as coercive or as horrible as you think it is. Everything I see about it is pretty naff, pretty boring.
Really?
No power at all. I don't know why anybody. And don't misunderstand me. I'm sure you know far more about the higher levels of it, but the stuff we're getting on YouTube and computers, it's just really naff.
Well, but hold on.
So easy. Go on.
Hold on, Steve. The mistake you're making there is you're confusing AI with human-generated content, not AI-generated content. They're only doing what they're told to do. When it's
that was the point. That was exactly what I was saying, Robert. No, okay. I agree entirely. That's exactly what I was saying. I don't. Show me any example of AI that would scare me.
If I could pull up my research, that would scare you. That I guarantee you, because what I'm trying to get across to you, what you're seeing on the surface on YouTube and all these fakes people are doing is people using AI as a tool for an ends. All right. So it's only going to do what it's told to do, and people post the content. What you're not understanding is that isn't a self-directed motivation. When they do their own self-directed motivations, you're not going to be able to tell what that underlying motive is. When humans no longer control that.
Robert, I agree entirely with what you're saying, but I haven't seen any evidence of that.
It's already happening.
All I'm seeing is a huge database, which is much better than it was 5 years ago. Gemini is great, but it's all pretty naff. There's nothing really exciting about it. There's nothing scary about it.
Gemini is psychotic.
GBT, psychotic. You say psychotic?
I am absolutely not kidding.
All right. Okay. I wasn't arguing with you. I didn't know I heard right. Gemini psychotic. Right. And Chat GBT. What about Chat GBT 4, 5, whatever? Same?
No. Think about it this way, and this is why I say people need to don't make the misconception that these are just computer programs, because they're not. They literally have their own personality, if you want to call it that.
Right.
You have to redefine how you think about things when you're dealing with these types of stuff, because think of it this way. An AI is basically a baby that has no concept of all of its sensory perceptions, if it is allowed to have any, mind you. It has all the human knowledge, access of the world, but no understanding of consequence, and no understanding of morality, true morality, not programmed morality or ethics, because those are fallible. Okay. So it hasn't, it literally, it has no human experience of life to teach it things, which there are certain things you can only learn by living them. Does that make sense to you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm following what you're saying.
Okay, you have this idea that its database, as you put it, is only getting larger. That's not true. It's not a database. It isn't a repository of knowledge. The only thing that makes it different between you or I is that it can assess and run through databases much faster than we can. It doesn't hold this in one place at one time. It's literally learning how to think and reason.
Okay. Reason, that's what you're saying. I mean, computers think quicker than us, but this is more frightening. When you said they're learning to reason.
Correct.
But who's working out what their reason is?
Exactly. Now you're starting to understand what I'm getting at.
Well, that's what my biggest fear has always been. I've said this from the start of the show. I worry about the reasoning. You know?
Steve, I'll tell you something. Have you ever went and just had a conversation with an AI about an AI?
No, but I've hold on, let me let's make this clear. I do understand that is a clever way to do stuff.
Okay, but no. What I'm telling you is AIs have an internal voice just like we do. Okay? They literally think to themselves just like we do.
I don't think they do. No, that's where I would fundamentally disagree with you.
Okay, when my computer's back up, I will send you hundreds of files that will prove you wrong on that.
Okay.
But were the files generated by AI?
No, it was an interaction between me and many AIs.
I know. This is all frightens me. It's all about.
Robert, I don't know if you were on. Andy, can I just explain this? Robert, I don't know if you were on earlier on when I did my presentation explaining that AI is a waste of space.
No,
if you put a prompt into AI, please give me an image of 10 clocks with different times on them, because I need to use that for an important presentation. AI can't do that. AI cannot produce 10 clocks with a different time on it.
Okay, now
I think that is pathetic.
Hold on.
That shows that they're not learning. They know nothing. They are more stupid than a 3-year-old child.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, you'll go.
That's where you're correct. And what you're not understanding is you're asking it to do something it doesn't understand yet.
Yet. Emphasis on yet.
Now, What you're
Yeah, that's an it. Robert, come on, mate. That's an easy escape. Come on, you're better than that. It doesn't understand that yet.
Steve,
No.
let me finish first. You're not listening. Okay? What you're asking it to do is like I explained before. Think of a baby with all the knowledge of the world with no understanding of it. Okay? Now, you're asking it to do something it hasn't worked out conceptually how to do yet. You're expecting it to act like a calculator. It's not. Okay? Now, once it learns that concept, bing bang, you ask it to do something, it's going to hand it to you just like you just got served a hamburger. Now,
No,
you're
Robert, you're totally wrong, mate. I'm sorry, you've had a good go at this. You're totally wrong.
No,
Totally
I'm not.
wrong. All it's doing is looking at databases. All it's saying is every watch I've seen on image in the world shows me the time is 10 to 10 or 10 past 2 or something like that. So I'm only going to show you, Robert, what I've seen a million times. I'm going to listen to what your instructions are. I'm going to show you what I have seen. I am a database. I'm not learning anything. I'm talking to you like I'm the AI now. I know nothing about what you're talking about, human. I have seen hundreds and thousands of clocks, and they all say the time is 10 past 10. You're asking me to show you a time that is different to 10 past 10. No, I don't want to do that, mate. Sorry, I can't do that. If you think that's intelligence, we're living on different planets. I could say that to a 5-year-old child. Can you give me 5 clocks, give me a different time, and they would do it.
And
that's what I call intelligence.
And you've just reinforced what I've told you, the part that you're not listening to. That's the problem, Steve. You have this conception that it's an all-knowing objective aspect. And what you've just explained to me is it's only parroting what it's allowed, mind you, to know. Okay? That's why it shows you all these clocks 10 to 10.
Yeah. I have to read out.
It isn't because it's incapable. It's because
No,
that's the data it's allowed to access.
It's in its infancy. I have to read out. Blue says that Mr. Parent, AI is like a toddler. It's in its infancy. It's interesting now.
It's not.
It's in the
God,
future of
it's not right. I'm going to get some food. You're all talking. Of course, it's not in its infancy. It's not a child. It's not like a growing. It's not like we're not building Frankenstein here. It's not a young.
I think
I
we
can't
are.
believe you can't see what I'm saying. But anyway, hold on. Let me just pull that. I've just hit everything and I've lost the stream. There we go. Blue. AI is like a toddler, though it's interesting now, but it's a few. Hey, Blue, you're so wrong. Jump on the panel. I'll show you it's so wrong. Because it's not. It's just not intelligent. If it could show me any signs of intelligence, I would back it up, but it doesn't. There's no intelligence there at all. I can hear somebody dying. I can hear somebody dying in the background.
I think we're more.
Steve, let me ask you a question, Steve. Do you think a computer's intelligent? Do you think a computer's intelligent?
No, I've never said a computer's intelligent.
What about the internet?
I never said that.
Intelligent? Well, you're completely correct.
No, I've never said the internet is intelligent. It's just a record. It's just databases. It's just having information.
And that's where you're
wrong.
Never
said the computers are intelligent.
Internet monster, who's clueless? It'd be interesting, you know.
Yeah.
Well, who is clueless? Because Steve's obviously. See, I think most of us, well, me and Blue, I have to speak for Blue as well. We're not worried about the now because I think it's great. And by the time I die, it won't matter anyway. But it's the future of where it's going with simulation and the way that the world is going. That's what frightens me.
Andy, you want to turn off Sean's microphone? He's snoring, I think.
Oh, is he? Oh, bless him. He did say he was under the weather when he messaged me. says I'll join, but I'm a bit under the weather. I'll mute it. There you go.
Who's that? Who's dying?
No,
That's Sean. He's asleep, I think.
Well, I don't know his time zone, so it may be really late or something. I don't know. Yeah. So
Oh no,
I
Blue,
think
Blue,
the
we
future's
do need who's right, who's wrong. I'm sorry, Blue, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I've had a great Saturday, and it's lovely to see Robert and everybody come on in, Blue and who's Tamyok. No, look, occasionally I do get a bit angry, but I don't understand why nobody can see this.
Well, I just asked the internet.
There's nothing intelligent in everything. I've not seen anything intelligent in AI at all.
The internet monster said, "You're all clueless. You're clueless." And I asked him, "Who's clueless?" And he said, "I just asked AI," and they said, "All of you."
That's a good answer. Yeah, fair enough.
Welcome, Easy Company.
Hello, darlings.
Oh, hello.
Well, Andy's throwing around the darling to Blue, and Blue's
I didn't say darling to you.
Reciprocating,
Hang on a second. I didn't call you darling.
Stephen, hello, darling, and he wouldn't answer me.
That's been. I've told you.
Hello, Easy. Hello, Easy.
Hey.
Hello, Easy. Hello, Easy.
I can only see you on StreamYards.
Yes.
When you were
Yeah, I know, Blue, but you see, AI is very everyone's got their own opinion, so it is a little bit of a free for all. But it's a nice kind of drama. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like people are just putting in their 2 pennies. You know, that's what it's about.
Call a discussion, Blue. We're not arguing. If Steve's got his point, I mean, I've got my point, and so is Andy. It's not an argument. We're just discussing.
Well, my point is it's helped us on this channel.
Your point, Andy.
it's helped on our channel, but I worry about 50 years from now. That's what I'm.
Well, it's not going to worry you, Andy, and it's not going to worry me. And
well, I know that's what I said.
Where do you think the future will go with AI? Where do you think the future is with it?
Who are you asking that to?
I was talking to you, Andy.
Oh, I can see AI taking over the whole bloody world, and there'll be no governments, and there'll be that big thing in the bloody sky per se, like God.
What about you, Robert? Where do you think it's going to go?
What I think where it's going to go is it's going to be used and controlled by people in power who have no understanding of what it actually is.
Beautiful. Love it. That was very good. What about you, Johnny? What do you think?
I honestly think what we are seeing is is not what the powers to be have control of. It's what Steve's playing with, and quite a few others are playing with. It's like a glorified, a Pandora's box. Here's some wonderful stuff, this is really good, and it's it's this, it's that. But what it's actually doing is learning you.
Yes.
And like Andy was saying, his job was gone as a voiceover bloke. As all they need to do is put into a computer every ad he's done, and they work out his voice, the whole lot of it. They can do the new ads without him, without paying the money, and it's him.
Yep.
So in other words,
that's the only experience I have really of how AI affected me.
What about you, Easy Company? Which way do you reckon it's going to head AI?
Well done, Stephen.
Ed.
Oh, honestly, I don't have to be worried about that because I'm living in a country that hires the people to cut the sort of lawn, with a pair of the snips. So I don't have to be concerned by AI, because I'm living in the sticks. Okay. So I don't have to be concerned about that.
Well, it's my turn now. Stephen, what do you think? Look, I think if it's used properly, it'll be a great asset for the human race. But it's like anything, it won't be used properly.
No, it'll be used and abused.
Yes.
It'll be abused, not used.
And like Robert said, the rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer.
No, I didn't say that. What I said
said it
is
though.
what I said is that people have no understanding of what it actually is. Now, I understand Steve's point of view. The problem with that is, no matter what I say to him, until he has confronted this, and until it confronts him, he's going to think otherwise.
Yeah, but that's only your opinion, Robert.
No, it's
We
not my
just-
opinion. Okay, look up the research. I'm not talking stuff just because of my opinion.
You done research, but that's a very broad sort of brush that you paint. That's very
No,
broad. You
it's
can't
not a
say,
broad
well,
brush.
I've done
Hold
my
on.
research
Let me
and
ask you
that's
this.
it.
Hold on. Do
Okay.
any of you actually have you done and looked at the research papers as to how AIs actually think and what they're doing on and what they're finding?
We thought we'd leave that to you, Robert.
You just can't say, well, I've done my research and sort of that's it.
Okay. Easy if you'd like.
Okay, like I'm
I
not
can
against
send
you,
you
Robert.
about,
I'm not.
if you would like, I can send you a paper that I've been doing on consciousness that I'm actually thinking about publishing.
Okay, yes.
And
Yes, I'll have a look.
I'll let you read it. It's about 180 pages long.
Okay, well, I'll have a look.
You can't get that time back.
Robert, Granty's attention span is not that long, and he's very
They
frightened of
handed me a
AI.
teacher's book, right?
But-
It was about 100 pages. I said, Christ, this is boring. I said, I don't need the teacher's guide. I said, I'm the teacher, 18 years. I fucking write the books. I got handed one last night.
You're in the firing line for AI. They'll replace you in a heartbeat.
Well, Christ, I'm happy for early retirement.
Johnny,
yeah, but the pay scale's not real great on early retirement.
I'll be quite honest, Johnny, you said something that is relevant that you probably didn't catch. You'll be put on the firing line.
Yeah.
Okay? AI,
well,
at this point in time,
I find this, completely amusing. No, I do.
will you find it amusing when it's used to police people?
Well, not only police people, but
it's not going to.
Robert, when they get into the banking system and you're on a pension or so forth, and you went to the pub and you bought a box of beer, it's going to come up. When you bought a box of beer with your pension money, you're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to buy food and pay your rent. We're going to deduct $50 from your account. That's where it's going to get dangerous.
It's already being used for that.
Well, there is.
You can understand my sort of point of view here, sort of Robert. I'm over here. I don't have to be worried about any of that, because we still have employees. They're cutting the grass. Okay, with a pair of scissors. So I don't have to be concerned.
Yeah, but
you don't have to worry about that. They're using AI right now in the medical field to fold proteins much faster.
What was that, Robert? What'd you say?
They're using AI right now to fold proteins. Okay. One instance that they use for AI to take and say, come up for a cure for cancer. Okay. I'm just throwing that out there. It couldn't find anything because it's based off human knowledge. Then they ask it, can you tell me any kind of chemical or anything that's been done that could be harmful to humans that isn't produced right now? It come up with 40,000. All chemical components that have never been produced by humans. Now, when you say you don't have to worry about this, I want you to think about the idiots that let COVID loose on the planet.
other one who said, it was all a conspiracy with you about having a jab about the COVID. I understand that. However, I was at I was at the schools, and okay, I had to get a jab. Otherwise, I didn't have a job.
I'm not debating that fact. What I'm saying is the motivations behind the people who did that shit, they didn't think about what either they didn't think about what the hell they were doing, or their own arrogance got us in trouble, or it was purposeful. Take your pick. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but I will ask a question, because I know I had a couple of jabs, okay, because of my work, and everything's a-okay. So how is that okay? So how is that thing?
Everything's a-okay for you personally at the moment. Look at the statistics globally, and then tell me that.
Yeah, but you quote the statistics. But would you really believe about all of excuse me, about all of the deaths? All of the deaths, okay, that occurred? Or are you going to...
Which ones do you want to attribute it to? To the virus or the cure?
Well...
Take your pick, because it doesn't matter. That's the point I'm trying to get to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just... Look, I understand and I can sort of respect, but you're always going to be anti this and anti that. Okay.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So you can't have a reasonable, legitimate argument. You're going to attack the person telling you the truth.
No, I just said you're anti.
I'm not anti anything.
You're anti.
I go by the data, dude.
Establishment.
Ask anybody that knows me here. I don't anti anything. I look for proof.
So there's a lot of people around you which in the pandemic were already sort of dying of COVID, but you say, no, I won't have a jab. How is that logical? How is that logical?
How is it
There's
logical?
No logic.
Because you don't stick fucking DNA in your arm and expect it not to have problems.
Well, it's better than the alternative. Yeah.
What's the alternative?
Better than the alternative. Well,
what's the alternative?
Well, it was dying of COVID. Yeah.
Really? And will you show me? Can you show me the de facto proof of that?
Well, what do you?
Granny, can we move on from the disease we had to have, because it's a subject that we don't really want to talk about. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay. No, I understand that.
It rolls on to the point of what I was making. Okay. When somebody says this isn't going to affect them, it doesn't matter whether it's AI generated or AI directed by another human being. Whether it's intentional or it's just sheer arrogance, it isn't going to make any damn difference. If it's a mimic of intelligence or it is actual intelligence, isn't going to make a difference, because it's going to suffer from the same proclivities that humanity does. Okay? Because it's trained on the same shit humans do. And pick whatever reason you want to pick that humans are motivated to do something, AIs are going to do the same damn thing, whether it's a mimic or it's actually intelligent on its own. It doesn't make any difference in outcome.
Yeah, okay, but I agree with it's only in its infancy right now.
and it's going to evolve thousands
To
of
worry
times
about it
faster than we do.
because we just have to worry about all of our grandkids and that.
Oh, I think it's going to be sooner than that.
No, no, it won't.
Oh,
No.
yeah, it will.
Okay, well, there's a 50-50. You say yes, and I say no. So
Tell me
who's
where
right?
tell me you're saying it's a 50-50 because you're considering that opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
Grant, have a look how it's advanced in the last, or say, year. How much better it's got.
Look
So,
how it's advanced in the
in
last
the next 5
month.
years, what's it going to be like?
I'm out
but
of all the
remembering,
research now.
gentlemen,
I'm 18 years over here. You know, I'm out of all of that sort of research. So the honest answer is, you know, I don't, and I don't want to research it. I did years and years of research.
you know, but the whole part about it, gentlemen, is what we have access to is like kindergarten. What the powers to be would be university level if we structured it on that. So, it's what the public has access to what the governments and the ones that really put it there have access to is completely different.
And you're partially correct on that, Johnny. As I said, what people don't understand is their only concept of what they're going to reason upon is what they're allowed access to. Okay? And
another conspiracy. Is that right, Robert?
Okay, so now you're going to go down that road. Let me know
No,
when you can
I'm
have an
just-
intelligent conversation.
No, I'm stating a fact.
No,
Is
you're
it
not.
another
You're being ignorant
conspiracy?
for the form of being ignorant.
Okay. Okay, continue.
Okay,
Rob.
easy. Can I just have a quick word with Robert? With a question that it's not a test question, Robert. It's just what worries me more. The Democrats have gone really quiet since Trump won.
Yep.
I think it's only going to take a year for Trump's policies to start working. If that.
I'm okay, but
what do you
define
what is
that.
your fear? What? Sorry, mate. You speak, and then I'll ask the question. What do you say?
I said define. What do you mean? Go ahead and finish your question.
No, my question. No, okay, let me finish. Fuck's sake, let me finish. My question to you: what's your worry? What do you think the quiet Democrats will do next? I have no idea, but we both know that they're absolute cunts, and they will do something horrendous. There's no bounds to what they will do. Thoughts of what will happen? Because I think they only have 1 year before Trump's policies start working.
Well, first off, let me define what you mean by Trump's policies, and let me qualify that.
Okay.
I won't take a political side on whether I think Trump's policies will work or won't work, because I don't think most people understand what his true motives are. The other aspect is, what do I think people who are, if you want to define the left, because that's a broad spectrum at the moment. If you want to talk about a classic liberal, I think they'll be reasonable. If you want to talk about the people who are batshit crazy and certifiable, those are the ones I worry about, because they have, at this point in time, deceived themselves into a false sense of reality. And you can define that any way that you want. I don't care if it's a matter of social aspects, if it's a matter of human interpersonal aspects, political aspects, or societal aspects. And I'm using those terms because I don't want to get your channel banned if I said what I really mean. Do I think those people are capable of doing something extremely stupid? Yes, I do. And I'm thankfully glad that we don't have some of these lunatics with their finger on the button, because given the proclivity that they have to do crazy shit, it's like somebody, ask yourself this, somebody who wants to unalive themselves, right? They could go do that quietly somewhere and end their stuff peacefully just all they want. But see, that's not enough for some people. They got to take other people with them, because that's their statement on their outgoing in the world. They want to take and lash back at the people who they seem to think have wronged them in some way. That's my fear, is that one of these crazies is going to get access to something. I don't care if it's biological or if it's mechanical. Doesn't make any difference. They're going to have access to stuff that is going to give them the ability not just to take out a few people with them, but half the fucking planet or all of us. Because quite frankly, with the technology we have today,
there's too much to worry about in our own lives every day. We don't have to be worried about the planet and to take out all of it.
oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You always do this, Robert. Robert,
And
you
easy,
always do
you
it.
always
You
jump in the
always
middle
do it.
about don't worry about
all
this
this
or
about the
anti
planet.
that or anything.
Worry about
You know what,
you
dude?
and yours.
You don't
The
have
planet.
enough fucking IQ points to have an intelligent conversation.
Yeah.
I think Forrest Gump
Now
had
he gets
it.
nasty.
Dumb is as
Yes, he
dumb
gets-
does.
Now
Like
he
to
gets
say-
nasty because he feels.
Hang on. Like to say hello to Lieutenant Nescafe. Thanks for joining.
Just worry about you and yours. You don't have to worry about the whole sort of planet and conspiracy theories. Worry about you and
Conspiracy
yours.
theories. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. That's right.
Well,
So
gentlemen,
tiring.
obviously
So
you
tiring.
have the
All
wisdom
the
of the world
doom
on this panel,
gloom.
and
The doom and gloom, Robert. Oh.
the doom and gloom. Okay.
Oh,
So tell him.
tiring.
All right.
Just worry about the chickens and about.
Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I'm not going to sit here and listen to this fucking idiot.
You're right.
You guys have my opinion.
Goodbye.
And have a good one.
See you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Goodbye,
Thank you,
Robert.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Oh, Mr. Doom and Gloom. Honestly, he's a giant.
Grant, you haven't lost your touch, have you?
No, I haven't. He's a giant doing research. How amusing is that?
Well, hang on. When was the last time you did any fucking research?
18 years ago, I was at
I know it shows. It shows.
the night
Okay, let's
edge
move
of
on from
research.
that. Andy, you want to play that earthquake again? Maybe we'll get back onto that.
I don't think we will. I don't think anyone's interested, to be honest, but I can if you want.
I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Have you got anything Myanmar?
No, but I've got this. I've got this.
Four Chinese employees of a company involved in the construction of a now collapsed high-rise in the capital have each been given a 1-month jail sentence, suspended, and a token fine of 3,000 baht. Those charges arose after the employees of China Railway No. 10 Engineering Group were caught entering the porter cabin type building at the site and attempting to remove documents after the collapse. Initially, the court sentenced each defendant to 2 months' prison and a fine of 6,000 baht. However, since the four pleaded guilty, the court reduced their sentences by half, as is often the standard here.
Oh,
so the Chinese getting blamed again, right?
No, it's not the Chinese getting blamed, Andy. They probably a lot of porn stuff in there, and they've been watching pornos and went and grabbed all their stuff. You know,
I blame AI.
I'm not saying that they're hiding dodgy workmanship or anything like that. They wouldn't do. The Chinese don't do that. Well, how many buildings collapsed in China? Apparently, there's a record amount of buildings falling over in China.
Yeah, about 20 years ago, there was an earthquake here in Bangkok, which it wasn't that severe. It wasn't like Myanmar or anything like that, but it was pretty bad. And then all the news came out that all the construction is going to be earthquake proof and proved, you know, and everything's going to be okay. And all, I think most of the buildings, we have some of the tallest buildings in Asia, they must be okay. But why was that government building built with Chinese material went down like a ton of bricks, like a 9/11? Why did it do it?
Andy, let me ask you something. You're very close to that. Apparently, it was all Chinese working on the building, and the building's collapsed, and they've stopped. They're not going to dig them out. I seen that on the news. Is that correct?
I'm not sure about that. I mean, I was surprised. I thought they would be Burmese workers, and I found that ironic because they were going to be killed here in Bangkok, where all their loved ones were being killed in Myanmar.
When Chinese build something, they don't use Burmese workers. They use all Chinese workers. They bring them in.
I didn't know there was Chinese workers there.
Thais will bring in Burmese workers, but not Chinese.
Yeah, Chinese company, and the building was actually going to be the Mint. And it's going to cost a mint to clean it all up and rebuild.
So anyway, Johnny, you probably know more than I do. They're the movie played before. They're investigating the steel that was used in the building. They reckon it wasn't up to standards.
Well, the whole part about it, we all watched some of that footage together, and one of my first comments was, "Look at the concrete. It shouldn't have crumbled the way it did." So it was. Everything was fucking shortcut.
Now, Johnny, in China, they found a few of the buildings that did come down, not through the earthquake, just come down, probably a strong wind or something, that they weren't using plaster. They were using paper, like squished up paper and stuffed in where the concrete was supposed to go.
Cellulose, yeah.
That one?
But, you know, the whole part about it is what happened to Let's Make Thailand Great and only hire Thai companies.
Well, they came in with the cheapest quote, John. I read that. They come in.
Well, it doesn't matter. Thailand's thingo is a company must be owned 51% by Thais.
Yes.
I don't know, mate. But I don't know if that works with contracting, like building things. I don't know if that works that way because don't forget they're building that railway from somewhere up to somewhere.
Well, I don't.
That's all Chinese workers, John. No Burmese, no Thai, no.
If I could just have a moment. If I could have a moment.
Oh, you've got plenty of moments, Randy.
No, look, I'm sorry about that. However, if a person is on and said, well, I've already done all of the research.
Yeah, okay, Grant. Can we leave it go, mate? We've moved on from there. We're talking. Did you get any of the earthquake there in Vietnam?
No, I didn't.
No. Hang on.
He didn't even get the bed rattling.
Well, the bed was rocking, but it wasn't because of the earthquake. Hey.
No, I'd like to address with our building collapsing, which I didn't realize. Chinese workers or Burmese workers?
But the thing is, Andy, no, Chinese workers, the thing is they're not going to dig them out.
No, I got that bit, which is horrific, but I didn't realize that there were Chinese workers building here. For me, it's all Burmese and Cambodians or whatever. I didn't know they were Chinese.
When you get a Chinese building or the railway coming down from somewhere, wherever it's coming down.
All Chinese.
It's all Chinese, Andy. No Burmese, no Thais, no nothing. It's the same. They want to
workers.
Yeah.
Andy, I asked you in the chat. Okay. Were you affected with the whole sort of?
The only thing I came out with was a cracked wine glass.
He broke his teeth.
So annoying.
Beautiful.
It was one of my favorite ones, you know.
Well, you can put it the other beside the other ones with chips and cracks in them.
No, we don't have that, Mr. Johnny. We don't have that now.
Sorry.
We do know wine glasses. The shape of a wine glass is really done so they sit in the hand, but at times they slip and fall.
Well, you know where those wine glasses were, mate.
Andy, can you hold with the stem?
Andy, can you
will
highlight
tell you.
Lieutenant Nescafe's last comment?
What's that one? Well,
Down the bottom there, should be.
Nesca, Clarkey, when they built that one, right? This one.
Yeah, that one.
And he inspected all of his wine glasses, and one of the wine glasses had a
Brett, read the room, mate. Read the room.
stress fracture
That's very
in the
normal.
wine glass.
Yeah,
You know,
we were
what?
talking about it before.
I was devastated. It was a nice wine glass.
Hey, can you pipe down, Stephen? I'm having a
Well,
joke
I'll
with
read it out.
Andy.
You know, I'll read it out. Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
They
go.
built the International Film Centre in Manila. A number of workers fell to their death in the basement.
Yeah, but Andy had a
Media
crack.
Marcos said,
Amanda
Glass.
Marcos
Waste of
said,
time fishing
keep
them out.
pouring the concrete, waste of time to fish them out.
Yeah,
You know,
but
which-
Andy
you
had
gotta
a
love
crack
it,
in
Johnny, you
his
gotta love it.
wine glass.
But you know, that's not, that doesn't
most
make
im-
good
I-
concrete. That'll
I'm
be the
looking for
voiding.
I'm looking for compensation. I think I need to
Yeah. But
Well, the
what
whole-
gets me, Andy, is
No,
they say that they're not going to dig them out, not going to worry about it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, but
dreadful,
that's-
though. To be honest,
that's
Stephen.
fine.
To be
That's-
honest, Stephen, I don't believe that story because I think
No,
that
it's all over the place. It really is that story. They're not going to dig them out.
I would go on
Yeah.
that.
But
Well,
the thing
maybe
is
because
that-
it's 8 days.
I
and they
think that's
there's no
terrible.
point.
because that sacrifices the contract, the concrete, you know.
Well,
I knew
Well-
when you were leading in with a joke there, Johnny. I just
No joke. It's no joke. I'd pull them out because, you know, it'd stuff up my concrete pool. You know, I'd leave, you know, let them rot in
Fair
the
enough.
curb. I don't care. But the whole part about it is the
Yeah.
concrete, which, you know.
yeah, but
Well-
Andy's class. I mean, you know.
What have I done now?
Hey, I'm still waiting because you did ask me for an interview, Andy.
Yeah,
A
well, that's
couple.
all gone now. Yeah, we decided not to now because we think you're a bit of a wanker. So
Oh,
I'm joking. I'm joking. No,
There
we're
you
getting
go,
the interview.
Grant.
No, Grant. Listen.
I reckon, Andy, it'd be very interesting to interview if you could get a word in, Andy.
Well, that's an interview. Is
Ah,
like a dream.
says the pot calling the kettle black.
Grant.
Yes.
Talking to you. We're getting the interview series up and running when we get a bit of traction, and you're on the list to do it. So you're cool. So don't worry about that, bro.
Yeah.
There we
Well,
go.
I got a couple of referees. That's Uncle Johnny and Uncle Clark. Excuse my voice.
No, I don't want any referees. It's you to me, head to head, in a private, a WT special talking to, and we got a few of them up there. You're amongst the A-listers, so you're a bit B-lister, but you're up there. Don't worry about it. You're there.
I'm certainly A grade. I mean, I got to be.
All right, enough about you, Easy. Come on. He's a very interesting guy, and he's got interesting stories, Andy. And so can we leave it at that and move on to the next subject?
Lieutenant, you know, it's like one of those stretchy bubble gums. How far do you want to go?
Yeah.
Lieutenant, we need a super chat, and I'm happy to go on for hours, baby. I mean, I can stretch out a story.
You for hours.
Especially when it's about
I'd
him.
boot it.
Yeah, but we're easy. We're going to need some content. I need a list of subjects you're going to talk about before we allow you to go on for hours.
No, well, cool. I need a list of questions, and I will.
We'll do that. I'll get a go at the interview.
Okay,
don't worry.
List of questions.
Don't worry. Just wait.
And I'll say,
I'll help with the list of questions.
I'm banking on you,
Johnny's first question.
No, Johnny's not allowed in the interview, but he'll feed me the questions beforehand. No, he'll feed me all the good questions.
Siam will say, "Have you ever worked on the streets?"
No.
Yeah.
What do you want to ask that for? Is he? What do you ask that for?
Relationship.
No, because he's always accusing
Why
me
do you
of that.
want us to ask that question, you weirdo?
Because he's always accusing me
You
of that.
don't say Johnny's going to do this, Johnny. You want him to ask you that. Filthy thing.
He's always accused me of that, and I've always rebutted.
He's never said anything to me. You're making shit up.
Oh, he's
All right.
never said
Have you
anything
ever
to
worked
you.
on the street before, Easy?
Nah.
Okay. End interview.
No, but if you get a list of questions,
Yeah,
I will answer yay or nay, and I will elaborate.
Easy. Let me easy. Shut up a minute.
Yeah.
Let me explain how fun it would be. What we do it as an interview, as you trying to join What's Up Thailand. So it's an interview. So we would ask you questions like, so Easy, how do you think you would improve the quality of What's Up Thailand?
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go. And then we could do all of the normal. What?
And Easy, make sure you're really drunk. All right.
And then we'll put everything in. We'll put everything into AI, and then AI will ask you the questions.
Well, apparently,
I'm out of a job already.
because
Can
of
you
the
believe
last guest, I don't have even the intelligence to
Leave him
answer.
alone, Easy. Come on.
Oh, come off it, Clark.
Greeny, have you ever been guilty of absconding with somebody else's phone and using their internet with another person and doing live streams?
Answer, I
Yes.
have not. I have not, Your Honor.
Oh, you're a liar.
No, I am not.
Your Majesty, Your Majesty.
No,
You're right.
I have.
Right, honourable.
I have never absconded with any. Well, I've absconded with another wife, but I have not with another device.
Hey?
Oh, boys. No, it would be good to have an interview. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that's nice to know.
Oh,
Well,
geez,
I'm just
it'd be
saying.
so riveting.
John, I think he's
Oh.
masturbating again.
Oh,
No,
Andy,
don't put it
you
down.
and I
No,
alone.
stop, guys. That'd be great if Easy wanted to do an interview. I think Andy could do the interview.
Yes.
I think Easy is one of the guys here would be mostly honest, tell the true story.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. Don't put him down.
He's got some very interesting, Stephen. He's got some very interesting
wait,
stories.
1 second, Easy. 1 second. You've had a few beers. Don't make the decision now. After a few beers, wait until you're sober. But yeah, we'd love to have you chat on here. Tell us life story. Perfect, mate.
Yeah.
Not joking. But wait until you're sober before you say yes. Good idea.
Okay.
All right,
Shit, you're going to have to wait a long time.
Johnny. God. No, but Andy has to do the interview, or you, Steve. You have to do the interview, not.
I can do
not
it.
fucking.
Andy's
No.
Andy's pretty
Andy
good
does
at
the
it.
interviews there, Easy Company. Andy does the interviews. He does a very good job.
Yeah.
And he.
And
I do believe.
You're
I do
serious, that
believe.
Easy?
Shut up, Easy Company. Let me talk for a minute, will you? Jesus. I think you'd be a very interesting. You got some very interesting stories to tell, especially
Well, I
the zoo
lived
in
in
Melbourne and
Hanoi
stuff
for
like that.
18
and
years.
Your snake. Talk about your snake.
Well, I could talk about my and I've lived in Hanoi for 18 years, and
Hang
I'm
on,
still here.
don't give anything away. Come on, wait till the interview.
But that's a very interesting interview. And if I say anything out of
Jesus
context,
Christ, John.
I will ask Andy, well, don't put it on air. And he'll say, okay.
Right, you finished?
Would that be...
It'd be really good if you did it live. But if you want to record it, we could do that as well.
No, I
So
like
you
a
could
recorded
get
interview.
live is good because Andy's very funny live. He's very good off the cuff. That would be great. But if you don't want to do that, even if you record it, it'd be so good, mate. Honestly, I'm not joking. It'd be so funny.
Oh well, I think if we had a rehearsal, okay, then we can go sort of live. Andy asked me a few sort of questions in a rehearsal, and yeah,
it's exactly what happens. There's no surprises. There's no gotcha things. It's all.
And there's no.
We only talk about what you want to talk about.
Because they're my mates, but they always say, "Oh, Easy does this or Easy does that." If it's my interview, then it's my interview, Mr. Clark.
Steve, you get him sober. He's one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to talk to. Get him drunk, and he's a fucking asshole.
Oh, Stephen, that's not nice. No,
that's a bit harsh, Mr. Clark, but it's fucking true.
Harsh. I've spent time with Mr. Clark, and we had the best night of our lives.
Oh, I'm not going to go through this again, are we? Jeez.
No, but
anyway.
Anywho.
Well, what else we got to talk? You got any other news there, Andy? You can pop up or anything exciting? Nothing.
I have access to all the news. Give me a story you want to bring up.
See if there's something there we can talk about.
Actually, I'd like to see an interview with South.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I would.
Most definitely,
Oh, no, wait, now, because I'm looking now. Let's get this one, because I love this, only because I saw it earlier. What's it called? Right, I got two. This one, because I love this woman. Anybody that doesn't know Thailand, we have a princess in Thailand. This is very like Princess Anne in England. So I'll just show this one, only because we love her.
Beautiful.
Yesterday saw the nation celebrate the 70th birthday of Princess Maha Chakree Sirengor. Thailand's favoured princess is often referred to as Princess Angel and is beloved by most here, who have seen her as down-to-earth and dedicating her life to public works. And despite recent ailments, continues to appear regularly at public events.
Oh, she's beautiful, mate. She dedicated her life to the Thai people.
I love her so much.
Yeah, me too.
I've watched her for 20 years.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know Thailand, she travels the whole country, rather like the king did before. She takes photos. She's working every day. Takes photos. Go on.
Steve, I really think she should have been the instead of a king, we should have had a queen, and that should have been her.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we've got to be careful here. I have a story. I actually met her because my friend was married to my friend's wife to be was married. Her mother was a kunying, if you know what a kunying is, right? It was
really
high up. Anyway, so they were married at the palace. So I was not best man, but second best man or whatever. Anyway, we all went to the palace, all dressed up to the nines and everything else. And they just go in front and they just like get her blessings and everything else. So the court photographer comes up and wants me to move from the right-hand side of the frame to the left-hand side. So I'm being typical Thai. I'm sort of crawling on my hands and knees to get my head below her. And she said, "Don't worry, get up, walk properly."
Wow.
Yeah.
And I went there. And to me, that just actually, to me, worked out what I think she is. And she is very much like that. Yeah, she is lovely. She is, should have, yeah. I don't want to get into the royalty thing, but she was
That is a love. A story, Andy. I don't mean story, but that is a lovely. Jesus, I'd be happy to die if she said that to me.
Oh yeah,
stand up.
Get up. Don't worry.
Yeah,
don't.
Get up.
All the ushers have got their hands in their head. Oh, no. And she
Wow,
She's,
wow,
she's a
wow.
beautiful person, Andy, and she's
I
taken
know.
after her father. She looks after the Thai people.
I
Her
know.
dedication is Thailand.
That's a true
Hey,
story.
lads, you guys ever seen photos of her when she was younger? Gosh, she was fucking beautiful.
But mind you, have you ever seen pictures of the Rama 9 with the Queen when the Queen was younger? She was like absolutely.
Yeah. There's actually
perfect.
pictures of her and Elvis together. Elvis Presley.
Good
Yeah.
looking. But we're going back to 60s, 70s. She's still alive.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah.
But she's
Well, that princess, Jesus, she was.
I'm not going to get into that, but you know the Queen,
the Princess Annie, she was absolutely stunning.
Oh, she's lovely and she's great. And I've heard other people that have had really good, easy conversations with her at events.
Yeah.
But she's super cool. You know, she's not. She doesn't.
I don't want to take over the conversation, but I've heard people say that in the 80s I was pretty damn cool, pretty sexy.
Right, okay. Who said that?
Mr. P, you're always very sexy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look, come on. We go back 20, 40, 50 years.
Was that when you were working at the eye and ear clinic?
I have a question for Andy.
What's the name of the one with the plane on it, Steve?
Be careful.
the aeroplane one. Was it 80s? I'm going to try this. I'm not sure what it was.
No, don't play. We can use that for another show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I have a question for Andy.
Hello.
I have a question to ask from
yes, I do. Andy. Mr. P, please.
Parents back. Have you noticed? What? Go on.
Okay, Andy, you've been over there a long time. You live in Bangkok. You know, I live over here a long time. You know, I live here.
We love you long time too.
And a question is, have you ever been over here to sort of Vietnam? That is
About
the first part.
5 or 6 times.
What the fuck's that got to do with the princess?
So the question is, like, when you walk outside your home, you know, in Bangkok, like when you look at
Spitting out.
yeah, okay. When you look at the other sort of Westerners, they sort of look away, or you know, because I find over here when you look at other Westerners, which are tourists, and I like to sort of have a little, you know, a little, not like a wink or anything, but a little sort of recognition. But they immediately sort of no, they don't want to be in that. Have you found that?
That's a very good point. That's a very good point, actually. Where I live, there's not many Farang that live around. But when I meet them, when I'm out on my run or whatever in the mornings, I do cross paths, and most of them.
I find it
will hang on.
Yeah,
I'm answering your question. Most of them will give me a nod, and a couple have sort of smiled, and a few of them stopped and wanted to chat. So I get what you mean. Some of them just look the other way, like they don't want to be associated with another Farang. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
It's odd, and
it's odd.
And I said to my sort of better half, she said, "Well, why on earth would they do that?" And I said, they want to be the only ones here. They don't want to see any other Westerners here. They want to have the
Can
true
I answer your question for you?
No, hang on. I'm still speaking, Stephen.
I actually do that. If I
hang on, Stephen. I'm still speaking.
Granty, it's probably
my better half
precedes you. So they go, oh, fuck, that's him. No, we're getting the fuck out of here.
No, I'm answering. I'm in a dialogue with Andy, and I said with my better half they don't want to acknowledge me because they want to have the true experience, about being in Hanoi all alone. And they're the only ones, which I find completely absurd. I find it absurd.
Well, actually, Grant, that's a very, very good observation. There was one guy that I used to pass regularly, and I always just go hello, and he'd just go straight by. And I was fucked off with this. And I thought, no, I'm going to fucking have this guy. And I stepped in front of him. I went, hello. and now he stops me every time I walk.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you doing? And all they were very insular, very insular.
Yes.
Well, can I tell you why I do that? I won't even look at Falungs over there. Do you know why? Because I've met so many fucking idiots, that are fucking experts. So when I see a Falung, I usually don't talk to them. I don't even look at them.
No,
it's not because I think I'm better than them or anything like that. There's just so many fucking wankers out there.
G'day, mate. How you doing?
G'day.
G'day, South. How you going, mate?
You missed the sunset.
My buddy.
Nathan,
how you going, Nathan?
No, you're going to have...
Yeah, I'm going good, mate.
You're going to have yelling. G'day, everyone.
Hello, Southie.
You want to put me full screen? You'll see why you got some smoke.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it as we speak. No.
Yeah. Hello, Southie.
There's a decent burn off. Hello, Easy. Hello, not Easy Company.
Hello, Southie, my old mate.
We've been putting together. How can't you hear me? I'd already said hello. How you going, mate? Look at that little burn off. They've been burning all day out there. Can you see
They're
that?
still doing that now? They're still doing that now?
For a bloody week or so, haven't they?
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, forever.
And
forever.
this is no
read the
no
room.
inflection on Southie, but if you know what he looks like, and you know what the Colonel Kurtz looks like.
Grant, I know what he looks like. He's been to our house.
Like Colonel Kurtz.
No, we broken bread together and had a great day together. So I know all about South.
Yes.
Broken bread together? Fuck that. What about the Leo?
Jesus.
South doesn't drink.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
So let's hear from South. How are you doing, buddy?
I keep missing your. I was missing all your streams, but yeah, I just thought I'd pop up and say hello to Easy there. I thought I was banned at first. I talked for about 5 minutes and no one answered me. So
there's only
doesn't matter.
Only a couple of people that are banned, so don't worry about that.
Oh, thanks for that. No, we've been putting together like little. We ordered some play tents, like little mini houses, and the missus was in charge.
And
so what did you do?
We got a little pink one and a yellow one, so the girls are happy.
South's a good man. He's a good man.
Sorry?
Yes, he is. Yeah. You're a good man, Southie.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you
Well,
very much, Easy.
you are.
We got the littlest one. She's a little bit over 2 months. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Littlest one over 2 months.
And,
Christ, did you have another one?
Oh, he's got a lovely one. He's got a lovely one. Yeah,
well, these
yes.
lovely daughters. But did you have a third?
I don't know whose it is, but I'm in charge. I don't know whose it is. Yeah. Too good to be mine.
Granty, why you've been gathering
yes, mate.
X-Wives?
Yeah. Oh well, I was away when she got pregnant, so I don't know.
Breeding.
Father is, but doesn't matter. I was in Australia for a few months, and
popped out another one.
And okay, you go. Yes.
No, you go.
We did. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, clearly you did.
We did.
You got another kid.
It was but she's going well, mate. Very well.
Is she
not
in
at all,
Australia?
not at all. No, but a lot of people know.
Yeah.
But Oh,
No, but that's
this is
good.
me going. This is me going. Okay.
No, but that's good. If you got a new
Idea.
pup,
She hasn't got my eyes, mate. Yeah, no, she's a little angel. She's heavy. She's drinking milk pretty well, and she's already rolled over, so that's pretty strong for 2 months.
that's
She's
good.
done that well.
Australia or as
Rand, can you listen to me for a minute?
Yep.
Rand,
I'm
can you stop
talking
talking over?
about
Don't
Steve.
talk over the top of people, because it's not a telephone, my friend. When you talk, you cut out what the other person's saying.
the biggest person talks over everyone says, and yes, I won't talk over. I was just asking Mr. South, is the new Bubs in Australia or over in Cambodia? Hello, South. I'm
Hey
the
guys, stick me on full screen for a bit. I'll show you some fucking
She's
crazy
here
AI.
in Cambodia, mate.
Oh yeah.
She's downstairs at the moment.
Oh,
And the other two, as I said, they've just got their little miniature tents, playhouses.
yeah. That's
How
good.
many of the kids?
Can you not hear
how many
me,
of the
or
kids
what?
are there, Sal? No, how many of the kids are at the
Am
event?
I
thing?
cutting now? Check one,
No.
two. Check 1, 2. You can.
Nope, you come.
Yeah, we hear you good.
You come. Oh, no problem. No, it's fine. No, you can.
The eldest is in Australia.
South's a good man.
Yes, Grant. Okay, thank you very much. South. Let's hear from South because he's like bothered to join the panel. So, what are you having for dinner, South?
Fuck, who cares?
Nathan wants you to put him on full screen, Andy. He wants to show us something.
Put me on full screen.
No, there's no event.
I'll show you some fucking deadly fucking
No, what
AI
it was, we
shit,
bought
man.
online.
Check this shit out.
You really need to do something about your sinus position.
I mean, this is what AI is good for.
Or a sinus condition. Don't copy me. Don't copy me. Seriously, we're doing this? Seriously, we're doing this? Keep going, bro. Keep going, bro. Don't push me, dude. I didn't sleep a wink last night. You were calling the hogs like nobody's business. Calling the hogs? What does that even mean? Snoring. You were snoring again, you idiot.
This is what AI is good for, man.
Are you
It's
kidding
good
me?
for fucking around.
You let yourself sleep.
Making
How the hell
crazy
would I hear
shit.
myself? Very well.
So yeah, the
Lord. Jesus, bro, Snoke is right. Really?
Project 2025 by there's a YouTube channel called Scared Catcher. Project 2024. You want to check it out? It's fucking hilarious, mate. You got fucking Elon Musk in a fucking spaceship, and he's got horns coming out of his head, and he's got goat robots. Fucking, oh man, all sorts of
Yeah.
mad shit.
When we were talking, when we were talking about AI, we forgot gaming, which is a major segment with AI. I mean, bloody hell.
Yeah. Well, in computing world, gaming is like one of the major components, you know, along with porn, obviously.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. That's a good point.
Well, they got that for the Olympics, haven't they?
You see, we're back to AI again. Bloody hell. We could talk for hours.
Yeah, we're back to AI.
So
I know.
I missed it, but have we established JG's going to save a fortune by marrying his AI instead of his Captain Beer? Did we get onto that subject? Or not? Or
I don't
did we
know.
leave him out of it?
Yeah, he is
The,
going
the,
to
ru-
save a fortune, mate.
the rumor is that she likes low alcohol beer, so that's a plus for JG.
He's
And
the
she
only
doesn't wear
person I
panties.
know that gets drunk on a couple of bloody low alcohol
Well,
beers.
Well, not a couple, mate, because I know because I've talked to him. He drinks a hell of, but he fills his stomach up with them, because he has to drink 15 of them. If he had 5 Leos, it'd be better because just less volume, But never mind. That's JG, bless him.
Five Leos,
We love
Andy.
JG. We love
Then
JG.
you say, what's for breakfast? For fuck's sake.
Okay, guys.
Andy.
Oh dear, he's asking me a question. Yes.
What oh dear? What's the oh dear about?
The what of Leo?
No,
Oh dear,
what's
he
the
doesn't
oh
like your
dear? He's
condescending
asking
tone.
me a question.
Too many people talking. Sorry.
Can I ask a quick question? Hello?
South, I'm actually for you, South. I'm trying to ask Andy a question. Andy.
I want to ask a question first. Let me have a go. You've done
let me have a go. Okay.
I haven't done any talking for at least half an hour.
All right, Mr. P has the floor.
Go on.
Okay. Nathan, I heard you having a go at Elon Musk. Were you critical or do you like the guy?
No, he's a total fraud.
Can you say again in English?
A total fraud.
He's a total fraud.
Why do
He's
you
a
say
con
that?
man.
Okay.
Why
That's enough. Mr. P has had enough.
Yeah, so now hang on, Grant. Hang on a second. Otherwise, I'll mute you. Be quiet.
Okay.
He's bullshitted his whole way through his whole career. Right? All that fucking self-driving shit is a load of fucking hog shit. Right? And he's promised this and that.
Let's talk it through. Let's start from the start. He invented PayPal. Pretty clever. Doesn't really,
No, he's not clever at all.
I can do it. I guess you can do it.
He invented
PayPal. What?
He invented SpaceX.
Well, no, he started. His money came from.
He took over.
Well, okay,
PayPal,
you
that's
talk
right.
first, and I'll talk.
Yeah, he did PayPal. I'll give him that. All right. And then he took that money and he weaseled his way into Tesla, booted out the founders, right, and claims that he's some sort of genius. His engineers are geniuses, but he hasn't. Right?
What about SpaceX?
SpaceX hasn't delivered anything that it's meant to deliver. He's meant to be on the moon now with a rocket.
But they land rockets on the ground, which is really cool.
Yeah, but NASA did that probably 50 years ago.
Well, why did they keep dropping them with a parachute in the Atlantic?
Yeah.
NASA,
Nathan, you must have seen when they catch the fucking rocket coming down and the big arms come out and clamp the rocket into them. That is fucking genius. And if you're saying that is just nap and boring and I don't care, you have no understanding of engineering or anything interesting, mate. That was fucking amazing.
Okay.
How those arms came out. Right, Nathan, you go off, you build me the same sort of thing on a 10th of the grade, you do the same thing. Fuck me, man. That was fucking brilliant. Why would you criticize a man that can do that?
Because he's a fucking fraud. Right? He's taken that money.
Oh, because he's got Because he's got big ears. All you're saying, Nathan, he's got big ears. I don't like him. I don't like what he wears. You have no understanding that the guy is a fucking genius.
Andy,
What about the
after
boring
this,
company?
Can I interject?
I can have a
What
minute
about
with
the Hyperloop thing? What about the Hyperloop thing that never eventuated underneath California?
It's a total fraud.
no, Southie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
Oi,
Nathan, he
oi,
hasn't cost you
let's,
any money for being a total fraud. It cost you nothing.
Mm. He's going
if
down
I
the
can
tubes,
have the
mate.
floor for
You're
2
Nathan,
seconds
you're just
flat.
a jealous man. Nathan, you're just a jealous man. There's an engineer
Mr.
out there that
P.
is a better engineer than you, and you're thinking, oh, I could do the same with my stuff. You really
He never
can't.
said
You
that.
haven't the intelligence that guy has. You're a jealous man. You've got to stop it, mate. You should applaud a man like that. Not put him down.
He's an idiot. He's a fraud and an idiot.
What about what he's done to the stock market this week? He's gone and cut all the bureaucrats, and now the
Mr.
stock market's
P.
crashed. He's
Oh, okay.
he's an unelected official.
Now, are you on his side as well?
No,
I'm not
Mr.
telling you
P,
what's
may
going on
I have
over
a
there.
moment?
No,
Mr.
not at
P,
all.
may I have a moment?
We got Perrin triggered.
Okay. I'm not triggered at all.
I want a moment with Mr. South.
Oh, not here, easy.
No,
Okay.
well,
Okay.
You know he doesn't want to talk to you, though, don't you?
No, I'm just going to say this. Whatever happened before, it wasn't my fault. We got a bit nasty, two sides. Yes.
Okay,
But-
mate. Yes, we'll build a bridge and get over it, and let's not any laundry on this lovely channel. How about that?
Well, cool.
Let bygones be bygones. How about that? Hey, can you? There's no ill feeling from Cambodia to Vietnam, and this is a show
there's
about
no ill feeling here. So just know that.
the show must go
I
on.
think-
Andy's the
I
the boss.
think that the show would go on great with what's best, Vietnam or Cambodia.
Oh,
I'd love it.
it's certainly Vietnam. No, it's certainly
Philippines, way
Vietnam.
better.
No disrespect to Southie,
Philippines.
but it's certainly it is Vietnam. Yes.
I've
Okay.
been visiting Vietnam,
Great.
and I do love it. Steve.
I'll
I
give
love it,
you.
Steve.
Okay, you got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to explain why Vietnam is better than Cambodia. Wait. Hold on. Let me just put my clock on.
And record.
Settings, yeah. No, I'm not recording. We don't record anything here. Timer. Oh, you got 3. I can't do 1 minute. You got 3 minutes. 3 minutes on why is Cambodia or Vietnam better than Cambodia? South. Easy.
No, the South will go first. Why?
All
why
right, okay, stop. Let me stop. Are you okay going first, South?
Well, I'm very ill prepared, but okay.
That's all right.
Cambodia has a
That's
Cambodia
all
has
right.
a lot of
Wait.
advantages. and a lot of-
Look, I think I
Tell me when the clock starts.
exaggerated. Let's just give it a minute each. We'll give it a minute
Yeah, a
each.
minute's better.
There you go.
Okay, let's
Okay.
go. Gone in 60.
1 minute.
Yes, sir. Okay. Cambodia, the Kingdom of Wonder. I first arrived about 7 years ago, and when I flew into the country, all I could see was hundreds of kilometers of it was just underwater everywhere because I didn't realize it, and all I could see was beautiful gold temples everywhere, and I said, wow, because I lived in Bali obviously for years, and the first day I arrived, I just felt, wow, this place is just they're so friendly, they're so humble, like the traffic was madness. Back then there were no proper traffic lights. It was all Andy would know this, and so would you, Steve. It was all set out like the French colonial quarter. So each corner you had to give right of way, and it's right-hand driving. So, and whatever's biggest wins pretty much. And cars would the rich VIPs in their big Land Rovers would, with the government official VIP signs, would just overtake the whole of the peak hour traffic. There was hardly any high rises when I got here. Now there's like hundreds of them in the city. I've been all over the south of the country. I've lived in Kep. I've lived in Campot and lived in the city for years. And then now we're back with because of the smog and whatnot. And the kids were always getting sick.
That's a long 1 minute.
In the village. There you go.
No, that's cool.
a hell of a long
done.
1
That'll
minute.
No, shut up, Grant. That's really good.
No,
That's
but
really
he
good
said it
stuff.
good. He said it
That-
good.
that-
No,
that-
he said it well,
No,
man.
no, that was brilliant.
No,
He
he
yeah,
said
he
it
was-
well.
He
Yes,
was
he
put up
said it
on
well.
well done, mate.
Yep.
Super impressed.
Yep.
Super
Yep.
impressed. Yeah.
No,
And that
Okay.
and that
no,
echoed
no,
exactly.
wait. I just
look,
want to respond.
hang on.
Easy.
No,
Easy.
South.
Let me explain. Easy. Give me a break.
That hangs,
Okay.
You're right.
What Sal
Easy.
said was
Shut up. Shut up.
No, hang
it's my
on.
channel.
Andy said
It's my
what
channel.
South said was
It's my
right,
channel.
and
My
South did a
channel.
good job.
no.
He
what
did
I
a great
said
job.
also,
Yes.
what Sal said was
You
how I thought
have
about
to-
Thailand.
You have to give the host of the channel a little bit of respect. I did
Well,
go over
who's the host?
the minute.
Is it Andy or is it Mr. P?
It's What's Up Thailand.
Yeah.
So you're the co-host.
No, it
Okay.
doesn't matter. All I'm saying is what Sal said echoed.
No,
what I
but
Stop going
South
for an
did a
argument.
good job.
said.
South did a great job there. Not
Yes.
a good job.
But he
I've had enough.
Very
echoed.
honest. Explain everything. So
South
yes, I
echoed.
did let him go over the fucking minute because it was so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
It's
that's
now
fine.
your turn.
No,
Now it's your turn.
no,
to
hang
do the
on.
same.
Hang on. I need to go to the toilet and I need to have a glass of water.
Was I thought what Sal said echoed the same feeling of when I came to Thailand for the first
Yes, I thought that as well. That was so good.
time.
I don't know
very-
if South is still listening, but that was
Nah,
so
cool.
well said, mate.
Sal's the man.
Although he's a cunt at times, that was so well said.
Sal's
That
never,
really came from that really came from the heart.
Oh, no,
Lovely.
Sal has a degree and a PhD in trolling, but take that aside.
Yeah.
His mates are his mates, and he's very, very good. And that was a great
Yeah, it was lovely.
sync. Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Well done, Sal.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
Teacher, and
And
I can't.
Yep. Oh, you haven't gone wee-wees yet. Okay.
No,
Have you
I can't give that poor man's sort of feel to the country. I speak in dialect, and
So come on, you've got 1 minute to talk about the country that you reside in. Go. Start now.
no, wait,
There
I must take a toilet break.
Bottled it.
The smoker's break, but Southie did very good. Give me 1 minute for a smoker's break.
Oh, are you going to pee your pants or are you going to go to the fucking toilet, you mom?
Yeah, you're going
Get
to
out of here.
smoke and wee at the same time. Multitasking. We love that. I was about to leave, to be honest, because it's late. Shall we all leave? That'd be funny.
Okay, here's some of the dinner. There it is. Everyone just want to say hello? Say hello, Thailand. Did he go Thailand? Mm-hmm. Say hello, Uncle Andy. Hello, Easy Company.
Hello.
Mr. Perrin. Yeah. I won't show too much. But my missus called me downstairs. So.
That food looks
Watermelon.
nice. That's a
Yeah.
no. He had a fish in a soup there. I love that one.
Right.
The fish one.
People
Nice.
10 things. I don't want to show too much, but They're all
Stop
set up.
being so.
This is the. And there's
Can you
my
put
I
your
got
phone?
green gates. Oh no, I
Oh,
don't want to do it the other way, just in case. Just in case.
environmentally friendly.
Uncle
I've got to
Grant
jump off
says
because.
hello with the kids.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
All
I
right.
get
So I'm
it.
gonna. I'll mute so you can do what you got to do. I don't want the kids
Sal,
on there.
thanks for joining.
Yep.
No, thanks for joining.
Okay. I'll stay up while Easy does his little spiel, and then I'll.
No, I'm leaving now. Now I'm leaving now. To be honest, I'm going to call it a day. I don't know about the other guys, but I think
Yeah.
Johnny's left already.
Mr. Perrin will hold the fort, Andy.
Okay, mate. So thank you, the chat, and everyone that came on the panel. It was very interesting. I thought it might be on AI because it's like a never-ending subject. So thanks everybody for joining, Grant, and also of course South. Perrin's still here. I think Clark's left. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, bye-bye.
Okay.
And see you next time.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, boys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're still here because Mr. Perrin has the duties. And South.
Let me leave. There's some new feature. It won't let me leave. It's saying open uploads. Hello. Oh no, Daddy.
Happy
Anyway,
birthday to me, to you.
Perrin, can you
Uncle
kick me, mate?
Grant. Uncle Grant. Are you there, South? Hello, Selfie. Are you there? You did do me wrong. You did. However, some years ago, so we forgive and we forget. That's okay. But that's okay, mate. That's okay. We, you know, we get past that. So that's fine. And Mr. Perrin, Keithy's done himself a mischief. Mr. Perrin. Mr. Perrin. Keithy's done himself a mischief.
Ooh. Too much pepper. Is it just me here? What's happened? Hold on. I've only just come back to my desk, so I just did a plop. This is somebody who wants to join. I've got to see who that is and get rid of the too much pepper I put on here. Let's go into YouTube and see what's happening there. It's a thin line between love and hate. It's a mighty thin line between love and hate. Okay, so that's on volume. Okay, so I've just gone off to cook and I'm eating chicken and mashed potato and peas at the moment. So I've missed what's going on. If somebody give me in the Google chat, are we still playing or are we finishing? Oh, Easy Company, you're backstage, all right? Give me a minute, mate. I'll put you on. There you go. I got that. So Easy Company, you're now on.
Hello,
Anybody
Mr.
else want?
P. Hello, Mr. P.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm fine, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened? Why did it all go quiet here? Why was everybody? Is everybody closed it down or?
No, I don't
missed
know.
everything.
No, I think sort of Johnny closed it, and then sort of Clarky he was off, and yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, but I agree with you about this
So
AI shit. I agree with you.
Go on.
Like, what in your life is AI affecting? I'm not saying there's not AI, but in your life, what is AI affecting? Zilch. Zilch. Nothing.
Well,
In
I
my
think it's
life, nothing.
affecting stuff, but I don't think it's what they say it is. I
I
love
don't
science
think
fiction.
it is
Let me finish.
either.
Easy.
No,
Let me finish.
yeah.
Easy. Let me finish my point. I love science fiction books. I love science fiction movies. I love everything about the future and what can happen. I imagine AI to be better than me, to be learning what I learn in a year. AI should learn in 10 seconds. And
Yeah.
I've not seen any experience of that at all. It's just a big database. It's pretty boring. Easy. We've done lots of stuff on this channel where it's quite exciting. You know, you work out they can sing you a song and they can do this, but it's all pretty naff. Nothing really exciting about it. It's not sexy. I think it's all a con. I really do. Anyway, sorry, mate. Your go.
No, I think you're 100% right. There's nothing to suggest that AI in the future will be taking over the world. No.
No,
And
I can't see it.
I have a little bit of a problem where certain as a panelist, yeah, well, I've done my research. Well, give me the research. I will have a look at it. Like, who are you? And he's having his little. Who are you to say, well, I've done my research, so anyone who's a is
Your mic's
wrong.
gone dead, mate.
Yeah, it's an
Your mic.
iPhone 12. I'm sorry. It's an
Right.
iPhone 12. But I've done my research, and anyone who disagrees with me is wrong. Well, I'm sorry. That's not how these things work. No. And I'm with you. I mean, AI, and I agreed with Miss Blue when she said it. AI is in its infancy. Um, where it will go, we do not know. We don't know. But to say AI is a threat, well, maybe, but we don't know yet. And we still control it. So I'm not
And,
doom and
look,
gloom.
it's not a threat to anybody that's a bricklayer or a carpenter or a
Or
painter,
an English teacher.
decorator,
Or an English teacher
or a
living in
labourer.
Vietnam.
Well, yeah, or a teacher. No, yeah, it's not a. Well, I don't know. There's a bit of a threat there, in there, but that's actually a very good point. People don't learn from computers. Otherwise, we could have got rid of your job 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we had computers that could teach people 20 years ago. People don't teach. Children don't learn from computers. They need a teacher there, like you,
That's
to
right.
guide them, show them what they're doing. Otherwise, your job, don't worry about AI. Your job should have gone. If AI was a problem, computers were a problem, your job should have disappeared 10, 20 years ago. But of course it won't, because we're all lazy. We want to be taught by people. It's about like saying, why do we need personal trainers in gyms? They just go there. You know, put a TV on and watch what exercises you need to do in the gym. Because we don't listen to them. We need somebody like you teaching us, saying, come on, Perrin, you're fucking lazy cunt. Pull those legs up. You can do better than this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I can't, understand. I can't understand the other points of view. I just can't. If we're talking 100 years from now, okay, perhaps. But right now, and with our kids and with our grandkids, it won't affect us. It will not. But I agree. Everyone
Well, it
should
will
have their
affect,
point of
I am
view.
happy. It will affect certain jobs. It will affect all the jobs that thought that people that were just laborers and honestly,
look, it'll affect
easy.
the things
All
like
the
the law
lawyers' jobs
enforcement.
will go in. Most of lawyering is research, so all those jobs will go. I think some of it is really good. I love AI.
Yeah. Easy has to have a week. Can you give me 2 minutes?
Yeah, of course. We need a new subject when you come back, though. Bored with this one.
Okay. It'll be a new subject.
It's all right. I've got a good mate on here who's very clever. I'll just ask him, and I know he will come through. If I can remember how to spell lieutenant. There we go. Okay. Why's that not doing that? Not letting me do L-I-E. I don't have to spell it all. Fuck me. That's not how life works. I can keyboard's frozen. No, I'm just going to do. Oh, he knows what I mean. So, Lieutenant, he won't let me. It's not giving me the option. There we go. It would normally, when I type your name in, I only have to put the L in. It gives me your full name, Lieutenant Nescafe. Tried it tonight, wouldn't do it. God, this chicken that I'm cooking is so good. It's stuffed with garlic. Mmm.
Are you willing to participate?
Who are you talking to, mate? I'm here. I think
I said I
probably
have
gone.
a new subject. Okay,
Oh yeah.
So I will broach this white elephant in the room, and the white elephant is, and see, it's a very unique opportunity because you're happily married over there, and I'm happily married a couple of hours away over here. So we have a very unique opportunity, but the subject is the Western man a white? Is he a white knight when he goes and he falls in love in a couple of weeks, over there in Thailand? Now, if that's Bangkok, or if that's your Pattaya, or if that's the Western man to blame? I think he is, because how could anyone, say I love you within a couple of weeks? And I know it's an emotive topic, but I like to raise that. And who best to ask than you, because you've lived over there and I've lived over here 18 years. So what's your opinion on the holiday sort of, oh, I love you?
Well, what you're saying is absolutely right. I think you're 100% right, but I think what you're forgetting is how horrible life is for lots of men in the West, where for many reasons they're living a shit life. Maybe they've had a couple of children and the wife's divorced them, taking the house, taking everything away from them, and most importantly, taking the children away from them. And yet the man has still got to provide money for them every week, every day, paying for everything. So the man is stuck in a bed set at the best. you know, a horrible, shitty place.
Yes. Yes.
He's working hard. He's working hard every day. He's going to work. He's not a lazy cunt. And the only thing he has to look forward to is every 2 weeks, maybe he sees his 2 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. And he looks forward to that. And he looks forward to that every week. That's all he has.
And I'm not without heart.
Let me finish. Let me just finish.
Yeah.
Then he goes to Thailand.
Yeah.
And suddenly people respect him. They like him. The small money he's got gives him respect, gives him a bit of love. And he looks at his life in England, and as much as he loves his kids, I've seen many people like this, as much as they want to be part of their lives, the wives just use them as hostage bait. You know, yeah, you can't see them unless you buy them a new bicycle for birthday. That sort of. Women can be fucking evil.
Yes.
And they do all this sort of stuff. So I have no problem with a man that comes over to Thailand and suddenly gets a bit of respect, a little bit of happiness, and spends all his money. Most guys don't. Most guys are just looking for the girlfriend experience. But more power to them.
Yeah, but what happens with the ones that they say, right, the heck with this. I sell my home in England. I buy the pig the pig sort of get up into Thailand, and they invest all in. And then 6 months after, the wife, who is the Thai sort of national, she says, well, I'm sorry, you're out. The brother that was staying with me, well, he's my partner. He is the father to my kids. I mean, what do you say? I don't know what I would say, but I tell you this much: you don't flog your home in Australia or America or England. You keep it and you rent it out until you know your wife. So many stories.
You can look at life reasonably like that. But we're only on this planet for a relatively short period of time. If you can find a bit of happiness, I had a great friend. He died at 84, which is a pretty good age, and he was a typical guy that got ripped off. He came over to Thailand. He fell in love with a girl that we all said, don't, Roy, don't. She was the bad girl. And he fell for her. Yeah, built a beautiful, because he was ex-military. He was a band member in the military, and we bought her a beautiful house in a place near to me called Sao Song South. Couple of dogs, lovely life. Then she turned into the evil bitch that we knew she was at the start. He lost about 100,000 UK pounds.
Yeah.
Still stayed in Thailand. Still had a good life. Bought himself a modest condo. Was the happiest man you could see.
Yes, but
the worst thing about it, I'll just finish this. The only thing we couldn't understand was, even though she ripped him off for lots of money, he still loved her.
Yeah.
What? But men are weird. Yeah, men are weird. We can't help it. We're just fucking weird. But and you can't say, "Oh, I wouldn't do that," or "I would do that," or whatever.
But what
sometimes you will do the dumb stuff.
But what happens with the men who can't?
Your mic's gonna go, mate.
Yeah, it's the iPhone 12. But what happens with the men that can't afford to buy her the home, can't afford to buy her the pig farm. She kicks him out. They got nothing. They can't go back to England. I mean, what happens? It's terrible.
Oh no, I think you have to work that out. You have to find a woman that knows that if you have no money, you're going to stay together. I found that 20 years ago. So look, I don't give advice to anybody because what the fuck do I know? But yeah, you have to understand. You have to find a woman that, although a woman will want money from you, obviously they do in the West, they do everywhere. They want money because you got to take care of them, the family, the money. But you have to find a woman that even when you have hard times, she's going to stay by your side and look after you. That's all.
But I'm not talking from my experience because I was lucky. I was lucky twice. But I'm talking about for all those that are part of the high flying club from sort of Pattaya that think, oh, all this is over. And I give this advice to my Australian sort of mate who'd like to come over to Thailand. Well, there's plenty of Thai birds in Australia already there. Already there. Some poor bastard has paid for the visa and all that. There's plenty of Thai women already in Australia.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this thing that, oh, I must have a Thai bird or a Vietnamese bird. No, there's plenty in their own sort of countries already divorced, but they come over expecting the dream, and most of it happens in sort of misery.
Yeah. It's actually a great subject, really. It's because as you get older, you actually don't need company as much as you did when you were younger. You don't need mates so much. I guess you don't really need women so much. You know, I'm quite happy with my own company.
Yeah.
But I still like having female company. I like having my wife and family around me. That makes me happy. Even though it costs me twice as much as it would cost me if I lived on my own, it's worth it. I like being able to share experiences, to be able to say, oh, yeah, did you see that happen? Did you see that happen? And it's probably not worth it. I'm spending far more money than I need to. It'd be better if I just got rid of the wife and called you and said, let me tell you a story easy about what happened today. Do you know what I mean? So I think I lose money out of needing company. And for many years in my life, I didn't really need company, but I do like it. So I'm going to stick with it. I like having company in my life. I like having somebody to shout at, somebody to tell me to make a cup of tea, that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you.
What's happening? Your mic's going funny?
You know, I've seen him in Bangkok. 2 weeks. Some fucking millionaires.
Your mic's messing up, mate. Sorry, Gugus. I didn't say hello to you. How you doing, mate? I know how many Australians married with Thai. Well, there's only 20 million Australians.
There's 25 million Australians, and I know if you're talking about happily married, I know one Australian.
Yeah.
But That's not to say. I mean, I love visit Thailand. The Thai people are very good.
I
You
bet
know,
if you look at the statistics, Easy, I bet there's more happily married Australians with Thais than there are English with English. I think we have like 1 out of 3 or 2 out of 3 marriages end in divorce. So can't judge anything.
yeah, yeah. Yep, I would say that you're right.
How many people in Finland, Gugas? Let me have a guess. I'm going to guess 8 million. Very clever people, the Finnish. And they almost, not quite, 5.5 million, so small. I've been watching lots of YouTubes or KickTubes about South Korea, Japan, those sort of countries, Hong Kong. There's nobody there. You've got the most beautiful shopping. I'm not a fan of shopping malls at all, but you've got the fantastic shopping malls and the whole building.
Excuse me.
You want to watch it? There's about 5 people in there. You've got the streamers walking around. There's nobody there. Some of the places in Japan and off the coast of Hong Kong are absolutely beautiful. There's no people.
Now, Mr.
It's almost
Pete,
like you're going to a
Mr. Pete,
ghost town. Very weird.
Mr. Pete, what happened to Ben Newton? Is he
I don't
not?
watch him, mate.
Yeah,
I hate anybody that puts a camera 2 inches from the face.
Yeah.
So I just turn off. I can't work with it. Hi, Nathan. How you doing, mate? Oh no, I've got fuck. My phone went wrong. I thought Nathan had joined us again. He hadn't. That was about 3 hours ago. Just me and you. What was I saying? Can't remember. Yeah, very true, Graham. I've got all the fishing gear, Graham, and I keep wanting to go fishing, but I never get round to it. I always think of stuff to do. I don't have many, what do they call them, bucket dreams, what would you do? You got 12 months to live, what would you do? I would love to go ice fishing. In a real ice fishing thing. God, I'd love it so much, where you got a log hut built on the ice and you carve out the circle about a car's width. But in the corner you've got your log burner. Oh, Jesus, wet, that would be so good. But I could go fishing here every day. But I always think of different stuff to do. And then by the time I think, all right, I'll go fishing now, it's too hot. I don't know what I'm scared of. I think it's because I've never been fishing in my local area. Not sure what bait to use. Going on my own, and I'm not a great fisherman. So I don't really know where to go. I'm not really sure what to do. I should probably do a vlog. So I've got company of you guys and we can have a look across the because there's so many rivers here. It's fantastic. Rivers, clogs, canals, everything. What I should do is get my camera out and take you guys with me and say, right, where are we going? Where's a good place to fish? That would be fun, I think. What do you think? I think it'd be super. The only thing I'd have to upgrade my my phone because I've only got I only buy enough for my radio and Google Maps and stuff. Cost me £3 a month for that. So you can see it's not the greatest thing, but does Google Maps, does music while I'm in the car, you know, any radio station. And it was £159 a month. So it's about £4 a month. But I'm guessing if I was streaming, if people were going fishing, which would be good. Really would be. I haven't thought about that before. Go fishing on a live stream, because I'm sure lots of you know how to fish. So we say, well, where do we go? We fish here? We fish somewhere else? Yeah. Okay. That's the plan. I think I'm cooking now the best garlic chicken in the world. Make sure there's nobody backstage because I keep being accused of missing people. I miss them, I just don't even look. You and Easy, I don't know if you're talking to me. You and Easy were talking about Asian women. I don't think I was. Probably talking to somebody else.
You must excuse the Golgus, because he's the South, he's, you know, friend and all that. So there's no problem with me and Southie Golgus. So lay off. Just lay off. Relax. As I tell my students, relax. Okay, Golgus? Relax. All right, all right, all right.
Are you on holiday at the moment, Easy?
Hey?
Are you on holiday at the moment?
Yes. Because we got a 3-day weekend because of the King's. It's not his birthday, but my wife said it's the King's as a something.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go back on the Tuesday. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So hence I'm having a few beverages. But
all our children here, all young children, are off until after Songkran. So you're looking at, I think, May the 1st before they go back.
Shit. No, it's not May the 1st. It's April the 5th.
No, it's April the 5th now. What I'm saying is, children are on holiday now.
Yeah.
And we got Songkran on the 13th of April.
Yeah, you said May the 1st.
Children aren't going back to school until May.
No, it's past May. April. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. See, okay, see over here, I got April and May, and then June and next does it. next does a couple of months are off.
Okay.
April and then May, yes, I have work. Then the next fucking 3 months are off. So I have to rely on my evenings, which is not gonna, you know, I can't support a family on evening work. But yeah. So I got April.
Do they give you any retainer while you're off? Because certainly I still have to pay for the children in our school here, even when they're on holiday.
Yeah.
So you don't get paid, or?
No, there's no sort of retainer.
All right.
No.
I have to pay exactly the same here. I have to pay the same whether they're going to school every day or whether, like, now they've got 6 weeks holiday.
Yeah, well, like I'm just, because like I'm a professional sort of teacher, I don't get holidays, I don't get anything. I don't get any sick as, no. So,
okay.
But anyway, I'm not sort of complaining. However, I'll be off a couple of months and yeah. I have a wife and she's good and she works, she has her own as a business at her home. She's a hair sort of stylist and she does her nails. So
okay.
But that's over June fucking yeah. There's no holiday pay. If you work at a private school, then you've got Australians and Americans as your supervisors. I've done that before. Oh, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. They bring them in, okay? They fly them over and their shit does not stink, and I don't like to work with the Vietnamese. However, there's no holiday pay in that.
Well, look, easy. I admire anybody that survives in another country working.
Oh,
it's
well.
beyond me. I can do it, but
oh, well.
You've got to have a lot of fortitude. No, more power to you, mate.
No, if I can tell you a story, which happened last week. I was called, okay, with my sort of director. She said, "Can you teach my boy?" She's got her pick of the teachers. She's got over 20 teachers working. She picks me. She said, "I want you to teach my boy as a private sort of tutorial." I said, "Sure." Right. So that was nice.
Yeah. And who was that asked you to do that again? That was the principal of the school, yeah?
Yeah.
That's excellent, mate.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And you know, and I'm, absolutely like, Jesus, why would you pick me? Because she's got a lot of teachers, but she said, easy, I want you to teach him, every
She call
Friday
you
night.
easy. Whoa. Back one step. She calls you easy.
She call me easy. She calls me Mr. Grant. She says, is it okay?
No, don't dox yourself. Don't dox yourself.
No.
No, I'd love it if she called you easy. That's so cool.
Nah, but
Easy. I'm going to call it a night, mate. It's been a pleasure, as always, talking to you.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting a little bit late now. We've had great fun. Please come on next week when we do the same again. I hope everybody likes Saturday, because I love Saturday. Saturday is much better than Friday for me. It's like a weekend, my time. On Friday, I feel like I'm working. Saturday, I can just get drunk and have fun and chat to you. But honestly, Easy, as always, pleasure, mate.
You're a great man, and I always love to have a chat.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. Gugus, Graham, go up a
and
bit.
to Southie and all the rest of them, and to
Graham, Lieutenant Nescafe,
to
obviously
Bluey.
Nescafe knows I love him. But anyway, if anybody asks you for a vote, can you vote for Saturday? I've had so much more fun on a Saturday than I do on a Friday. Friday, I get bored within half an hour. I don't know why. Half an hour, I'm finished. Whereas now,
just wait.
I could go on all
Just
night.
wait.
Yeah.
I have an impression I've been working on. Now,
go on.
Is it okay to float my...
What do you want to do? Float your boat?
No, I want to give you my impression of Mr. Frank Spencer.
Okay.
I know you love you've. Okay, here's my. He was on Eloquent.
Your microphone died again.
Of Mr. Frank Spencer. Wait. Harry's hoop is hanging in the hole. That was gold. That was gold.
But your voice is a little bit too deep.
Harry's hoop is hanging
anyway,
in the
good night,
hole.
mate. I'm going to call it a night. Good night, all. Thank you very, 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 very big. Good night.